when we left off, you had rescued Silverman and helped him stomp out some goblins. And he brought you back to his grove for a rest and recuperate. I think that's roughly where we left off. Does that sound right to you guys?
Yep.
Sounds relatively right.
Yep, Uriel just told me we weren't friends, and then we all went to sleep.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
that's right.
Oh, I remember.
Yep, gotta remember the bad stuff, don't you?
Oh yeah, I can't let that one go. There's tomorrow morning breakfast.
And Silvermane's just eating popcorn watching you guys.
Probably.
And the campaign date is 4/20.
Alright.
Is there any holidays that occur in the world?
Yes, today is the petitioning of Jatan.
Oh.
The 20th
Wow.
of Ardurunar, and then tomorrow is the Springfest Rain Dance.
Is there any like clay or good mud in this little oasis area?
Sure, yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna spend the morning doing arts and crafts.
There's a river nearby that you guys have been following, so you'll find some clay around the riverbed.
Yep, I'm gonna go do some arts and crafts.
All
For my
right.
morning. Alone, with no friends.
Oh, my music stopped. Or did it?
Nope, still going.
Yeah, I think Azun is right. I think the groovy bot got turned down quite a bit.
Yeah,
Kinda good.
whatever
'Cause I
you
noticed
just did.
Even on like 1%, it's still way too loud. I just had to mute it. I couldn't even deal with it.
Yeah, it's if you gotta mute it, just go ahead and mute it. It's no big deal to me. It's just ambient music. So the next morning arrives, and you are doing arts and crafts and breaking camp, breaking your fast. What do you want to do? Silvermane suggests that you clear out that goblin cave that you found.
Are you talking about the one that was under the cabin?
Mm-hmm. Because they'll soon be back, and in greater numbers.
Yeah, that's a pretty... I will agree with that.
And
think
you've
we
got...
But Silverman.
Hmm?
But Silverman, how did you know that there was a cave under the camp?
Didn't you guys tell him?
Probably did.
In my mind, you told him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that...
But
I
there's
feel like
been
that
a
was
lot.
what
There's a wall of fog between me and the last session. So if I get some of the details wrong, please forgive me.
It's just the metagaming pigeons tripping.
Yeah. And you've got a new buddy.
Just being a slight smartass. My bad. Didn't mean to derail you.
Don't worry about it. That takes a lot more than that to derail me. I don't know what I'm doing anyway, so whatever.
But is that a bird or is that a squirrel that I'm seeing?
That is an owl.
Ah. That's what I thought, but...
Does this look like a regular owl, or...?
As far as you can tell, yeah. Nothing
Okay.
abnormal about it.
Asher, what kind of owl is that?
Apparently, Ash.
The cow. That's the owl that tried to eat my cat.
I was just trying to play.
Oh yes, I'm sure.
That's what they all say.
Should never play with your food.
Mm-hmm.
So Uriel will be quite withdrawn and dejected this morning, and setting off kind of alone, eating some hardtack and all that deliciousness that is rations.
Aww. She looks sad.
I probably used up the rest of the meat that we had gotten, or that I had gotten from the smokehouse.
Okay.
Between me and Iro, I imagine.
I'll probably munch on a good berry that I have left over from the day before.
And I will eat some rations and practice some sword motions. Sure, I still got it.
Can the wizards do me a favor and put... Hang on a sec. Hold that thought.
Holding.
I'm going to put a class resource for your spellbook pages, and just as it's convenient, what you want to do is subtract a page for every spell level, and you don't have to count cantrips. So you can just do free cantrips, but your level 1 spells take 1 page, your level 2 spells take 2 pages. You get it.
They take 2 pages to you them, or
Right.
No,
just
yeah,
to
right
have
them.
them, just write them.
Yeah.
Okay.
In your
Thank you.
in your repertoire.
Okay.
So
So it's probably roughly 12 pages used up so far.
yeah, probably something in that ballpark. So,
If you took 2 level 2 spells at 3 and...
Wait. Oh, never mind. I went. Yeah.
I see.
Where are you adding this tool at? In our character sheet, or...?
yeah,
Yeah, it'll
the
be on the
core
core
sheet
sheet.
under class resources.
Oh, there it is.
Cool.
And in the meantime, while you're thinking about that, what should we do? I mean, we can hang out in the grove all day. I don't mind. It is very lovely in the Unicorn Grove.
Did we know where we were supposed to meet up with that druid? I know he took the warriors that basically just flatlined on us all over the place, but he said he would be back. Did he tell us where to meet him?
I think it was presumed to be somewhere near the camp, but you're pretty confident he can find you if he wants to find you.
Well, associates, shall we travel back to the camp? I didn't get a chance to loot the camp. There might be some valuable things there. Some things I use for spells. Do you think goblins cast spells? I could use some stuff that they cast spells.
I don't think they cast spells, but
That's a real big shame. If they cast spells, they'd probably get better off in life.
I think most people would. I agree.
That's very insightful of you. Have you written that down? You should probably write that down. You can have a list of things. You can make a whole book out of insightful things to say to people.
I say so many insightful things, it's hard to keep track.
You simply need a big book. You have lots of pages. You can use your spell book that has lots of pages. I don't know if you really want to use it up. You might use it on spell pages, but it might be a good place to start, and then you can buy a spell place when we go back to town. Ooh, we should go back to town. Do you think we can buy stuff at town?
I could. But let's go back to that camp and finish what we came here for. First. Gotta get these goblins. Right?
Yeah, as much as I don't want to go around fighting everything, I don't imagine leaving a few of them to avenge their brothers and sisters' deaths would be a good idea.
And
How far? The map is all dark.
Give me just 1 second here. Why is it dark now, but it wasn't dark earlier?
I know last session you had to basically just open lighting to all of us, and you were going to have to mess with the lighting at a later time because it was giving you issues.
Is it still dark?
No, it's fully
No.
lit up now. Goblin Camp's over here somewhere, right?
Further south. It's like all the way down the river.
Yeah, it's not even on this map.
Oh, okay. Well, us being that far north, I was assuming that was the forest area that the unicorn was in, but I think it was probably over here. Oh, it's only like a half day's ride. Not even. Couple hours. So DM, how long would it take us to ride back to the Goblin Camp?
Shouldn't be more than a half day.
let's do it.
You've got clear skies, 75 degrees. Well, not yet. It's going to get warm today. Warmer than normal for a spring day.
My weather app says we should get about 75 degrees, clear skies. If anyone else wants the app, it's on my crystal. Just tap to it and I give it to you.
Fascinating. Let's go. Oops, I went backwards.
Hoo-hoo.
Who took my horse?
Somebody took your horse.
Yes.
They're going south. Somebody took all the horses.
I just went to grab a Zune and apparently I could grab everyone's horses.
Yeah, I set the horses to everybody can control.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
All right, let's go.
So, okay, and your
Grab my
dog's
horse
coming
here.
too.
I was to say, if you want to take horses away from me,
But he can't because we all technically ride the same thing.
well, I ride a Mastiff, so.
Oh, yeah.
This owl is following you.
An insight check on an owl. That would be odd, but but weird, isn't it?
Actually,
Is it like-
the group kind of went behind. He would probably stick more with the main group.
Well, I assume we're all just traveling together.
Considering we just met a unicorn, I don't really think there's one owl following us is very odd.
So is it like doing circles above us, or is it just like flying out throughout the sky?
Not really
and
circles, but it's like, you guys move and it kind of finds the next tree, maybe periodically dives for a mouse.
As long as it's not diving for a cat, we're okay.
I don't even notice it's following us.
No, it's not eating any cats. So, as Zune is barely noticing his own shoelaces.
Yep. I'm clearly reading my spell book right now on the back of Iro, and I just assume Iro's following a horse, but I may have wandered off here. I don't know.
Did you say
I wouldn't know.
Ilaris wants to do a insight check?
Yes, on the owl.
Yeah, go ahead, do it.
Okay. Oh, it's taking a minute. There we go.
It does that sometimes. This is a hefty map, too. Let's get off this map. Ooh, a 20.
Did I get it?
20 insight.
Oh.
That's really good.
My +1. Nice.
Okay, so, first of all, the owl is not male, it is female. That's the first thing you notice.
Wow, you were looking really close.
With really good eyes.
Okay, Legolas.
Second of all, it has a very tiny little scroll attached to it. And third of all, its eyes and its demeanor are more aware than your average owl, which they're already pretty aware, but this one even more so. It's like it's considering you. It's kind of checking you out, sizing you up, maybe, or maybe admiring you. You're not sure. I mean this about the whole group, not just.
Okay, I was gonna ask, like, is it coming from me or it seems like everybody? Okay. I tell the group, I think this owl is no ordinary owl, and it seems to maybe have a message. There's an owl been following us. If you haven't,
we have an owl. Where do you see
we
the
don't.
owl? I don't see an owl.
I point out the owl. This owl here has been following us for miles, and I go talk to it, I guess. Did you have something that you wanted to bring us? You have a message or something?
I just lean over to Asher and I'm like, do everyone just speak to animals in the woods, or?
I think this owl might speak common. It's possible.
I just kind of do that as an aside to our ranger. I'm like, is this normal?
You just, she's just looking around and blinking slowly, and she says, "Who?"
If I try to, like, I'd say let's, like, slow down for a second, and if I try to approach the owl, does the owl, like, run away or let me come near it?
She's up in a tree. Are you going to try to climb the tree?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, because you're not going to bother her if you're not going to come up in the tree. She'll just kind of. She's just going to kind of be
Hey guys, I'm not particularly good at climbing trees and all this.
Where's Asher? He was up in the tree all day.
Oh,
Asher's
with you.
Asher, can you climb this tree? What?
How high up is the owl in the tree? Is it like lowest branch kind of thing?
No, it's kind of midway in between. It's just whatever. Just lands wherever. It's been flying.
Like 10 feet up, 20 feet up?
More like 30.
Okay.
So it's been flying around anywhere from 20 to 50 feet up and landing in usually the tops or the mids of the trees.
I'm going to walk under the tree, right below it, and cast Detect Magic.
Okay, your detect magic is magically swirling into your eyes, and you can see a dark green magical aura around the owl.
Which would be
Alteration.
Alteration. Hey guys! I kind of like look the owl dead in the eyes. I'm like, this isn't a normal owl.
Said that.
I just thought I'd let everyone know. I like double checked her hunch. She was definitely right. Not a normal owl. Hey owl, can you come down here? We know you're not a normal owl.
Who?
Yeah, the gig is up. Just fly on down. Scratch something in the dirt. I know you're not normal.
She's just standing there. It's like, you can't make me.
Grumpy one, can you grab a pebble and throw it at the owl? You're really good with those pebbles. Maybe it'll come down if we throw something at it. It thinks it has us fooled, but it doesn't.
I do not think I'm going to do that.
Why
Yeah.
not?
I don't have to throw something at the owl.
There's a creepy magical owl following us, and you're worried about throwing a rock at it?
I throw magical rocks. They hurt things a lot.
Then throw it
We
next to it. Just scare it. And then it'll cooperate, and we'll know what the fuck's up with this owl.
Yeah, well, when I was taught how to do that, I wasn't given the option to target anything besides a creature. Can I make an animal handling check to see if I have some way to offer it, like, safety and lure it down?
Try one of your good berries.
I can back it up with a good berry, I think.
I must admit, our associate has a good idea.
Try it.
Go ahead.
Doesn't suck. There's a 16. So I'll just kind of...
Okay, you've got a happy owl.
Awesome. Is he like... is it like sitting on the ground next to me, or is it perched in the part of me, or...
Well, she's more friendly with you, and she's kind of coming down a little bit, but not all the way.
Coming down as in more friendly, or like is still physically up in the tree?
Physically up in the tree, and she's physically coming down a little bit, like a few branches.
So I'm going to get bored of this. And while they're interacting with the owl, I want to walk the camp and make use of my detect magic before it runs out.
Sure. Make an investigation check.
I have not had Red Bull. I'm going to take this at disadvantage. I'm just kind of twitchy. 21 though. Apparently I'm really focused in on this magic shit.
Okay, you find a dagger that is magical and 2 magical potions.
I'm just going to go ahead and pocket those, and they're all by the owl, so I doubt anyone sees me do it.
I could try to put the owl to sleep.
Be
Get
prepared
the
to
there's
catch.
a note on its leg.
Alright, I'm just gonna go
something.
try to climb the tree.
You gonna climb it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go for it.
Let's see. Acrobatics or athletics?
Athletics.
This should go well.
Oh my stars. The owl takes off over to one of these tents over here and
Goodness.
gets very agitated.
Does it fly near me?
I'll give you it's near you. It's
Okay.
on the tent that you're in, that you found the dagger in.
Oh, okay. I'll probably just walk out and see the owl. Oh!
Here's an angry owl video to supplement what you're
Hello,
seeing.
weird magical owl that's pretending to be a regular owl. I just want you to know, if you attack me, I will roast you like a chicken. Have a nice day. He just wanders to the next tent.
Well, at
guess
some point-
I'll probably be a little grumpy, but I'll hop across the river and start making my way to the owl that was almost liking me.
Yeah, he's got his wings out and his feathers ruffled and just looks very angry.
I'll stop a
Oops.
decent distance away and hold out the good berry that I had previously offered it, and probably just sit cross-legged on the ground and wait and see what happens.
She lands right next to you, but she's got her gaze on Azun. And she's got her wings out and her feathers poofed, and she's taking an inflated posture and kind of walking circles around you, but looking at Azun.
Right about this time, I'm gonna wander out. Oh, you made a friend! Yeah, that looks like one pissed off owl. I threatened to roast it like a chicken. Maybe it understood me. It is a magical owl. Good luck with that. Wander to the next building.
Before you get the opportunity to walk away, she pounces on your pack and grabs the magical dagger out and drops it on the ground.
Can I make a save?
You can make a dexterity save. Maybe dodge her. And let me see if I can...
16.
Let's see how she does. Nope, she beat you.
Hey, give me that dagger. I swear to God, I will turn you into a roasted chicken, so help me God.
Technically, it'd be a roasted owl.
I'm gonna start just chasing it around.
I'm gonna start videotaping.
Actually, I'm gonna cast sleep on it. One second. Let me find the macro for the dice.
Yeah, motherfucker. You're gonna put me to sleep. No, you're not.
17. How the fuck did I roll that low? Oh, 2 1s and a 2. That'll do it.
Ooh.
Does the owl go to sleep?
Is there a saving throw for that at all?
No.
Mm-mm.
Negative.
No, it's HP based, and I don't remember what decision you made. I remember we debated it for about 10 minutes on whether you could pick the targets you wanted to target with sleep, or if it's just going to go after the highest HP.
Well,
person.
right, that was, and we came to the conclusion that you can pick the
Lowest
targets,
HP.
but
Lowest, sorry.
but I don't know about a saving throw. I don't think it
There
has
is
one.
no saving throw. No. That's why it's so wonderful at low levels.
Okay, let me see. This spell transforms a creature. The transformation lasts for the duration. Target. Target's
If it's polymorph, I've seen both sides of sleep breaks concentration. Wild shape, I think you can go to sleep wild shape.
It's not wild shape. No, what I'm trying to figure out is would an elf polymorphed into an owl retain its immunity to sleep? But it seems to be indicating that it doesn't. Like, all it really says is the target assumes the hit points of its new form, and it behaves. It kind of assumes the nature of its new form. It can't speak or cast spells, or take any other action that requires hand or speech. So I guess I should assume, I think that it will not have the immunity to sleep, because owls don't have the immunity to sleep.
Well, without metaing it, if said person is the one that casts the polymorph, then would it break their own concentration to fall asleep? And if they didn't cast it, then it would maintain. But if it broke, then they would have their immunity to sleep, and they would simply be napping under non-magical conditions. From my interpretation.
I think we just broke D&D.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I would think if you put something to sleep and then... Oh, shit, I don't know.
I've never had a DM roll in my favor for me falling asleep and maintaining concentration, but that's just...
Wouldn't you, if you go
No,
unconscious?
it wouldn't maintain concentration if you fall asleep. There's no way that would happen. But I was just kind of questioning if the owl form would retain the elfin immunity to sleep. And
Wouldn't they immediately wake up?
Nothing really says, but
I'd assume no, because you don't maintain, because if I turn you into a fly, you have the intelligence of 1.
yeah, it seems to say, like, it doesn't really say specifically, but it does seem to say, like, you will have the nature of what it is you polymorph into. So I guess it falls asleep and turns back into an elf.
And
and wakes up.
Like it is an elf racial trait. So if it isn't currently an elf, I would think that it would go to sleep, but then it has applied, and it says it can't put you to sleep.
But once asleep, you're just a sleeping elf under non-magical conditions.
Well, it probably shouldn't affect much once it's applied, because you're still asleep. But it specifically can't put you to sleep.
Son of a bitch!
Which is something
magical elf.
I definitely could have looked at when we wondered if you could target.
I quickly grab my dagger and back away from the elf, and put it back in my pack.
I'm definitely gonna, as you do that, I'm gonna give you a hey. What was that?
This?
Like a dog that looks away from you and starts to run to the other room.
This is a magical freaking owl! I told you it was magical. No one wanted to believe me. Everyone wanted to play with it. It knew what we were saying.
No, the thing that you have.
What? I have a dagger. Who doesn't have it? Do you have a dagger? I bet the ranger has a dagger. I know the other elf over there has a dagger. Oh wait, the human. Is it a human or elf? I get them so confused. But they have a dagger? What do you mean? It took my damn dagger and I took it back.
Why was it in your bag instead of on you?
Because I cast spells. I used it to cut up sausages for Iroh.
We may revisit that later, but now we have this on our hands.
By the way, DM, what does this dagger look like?
It looks like a bronze hilted dagger. It's about the blade is about 8 inches long. It's got a not very ornate hilt, but a well-crafted hilt.
Okay. I was just wondering if I'm holding like a gold jewel encrusted dagger, and being like, "Yeah, I cut this for sausages."
Nope, it's well crafted. So it's a nice dagger.
Okay.
But it's not like a king's ransom dagger.
Right. I had to ask. I realized halfway through, I'm like, this would be even more funny if it's got like a giant ruby in the bottom of it. I slept an elf. I broke the game.
Yeah.
I put my dagger back in my pack-ish area.
Because this is square. Because. I have to. The additional awful tidbit of this class is that the homework for the lecture portion is through an online platform. And, like currently, the last one I have to do for today tells me that it estimates that I have between 8 and 22 questions left before I finish.
Oh.
And for everyone I get wrong, it removes some of the progress that the correct ones have gotten me. If I get enough wrong, it throws me into essentially a second assignment of quote-unquote review. And the last time I had to do said quote-unquote review, the review was for something we hadn't been taught yet, and so I had to guess until it let me get back to what I was doing. And I was so low on time for the day, I was trying to complete that assignment while showering, and the good news is it washed the tears away.
Oh, jeez.
Because that
On a
sucks.
less depressing note.
Oh yeah, that's that was most of the last 2 weeks, and I think going to work should never be the part of your day that you're looking forward to.
Oh, that's my entire life right there.
I mean, if you love your job, like, that's one thing, you know? But, I've enjoyed mine, but I wouldn't say I love it.
I hate mine, but I just love the work in general.
Yeah, if it's an enjoyable thing that you can spend time on, that's one thing, but, being a cashier at Lowe's for 5 hours a night, some people suck, but, it's just pretty boring overall. But having to do it for... we're gonna hit that button. Nope.
So we have a sleeping elf?
I don't think Beware is back yet.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if we were...
I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Cool.
I was trying to choke down some food.
So you have a sleeping, quickly waking up elf. And she looks kind of confused for a moment. And she's looking around. And then she stands up and she's kind of got this look on her face like, well then. So that's how it's going to be.
You leave my dagger alone, or I swear to God that roast chicken comment wasn't
It's
a joke.
not your dagger.
I found it. It's mine. That's how this works. We killed all these goblins.
So that's not your dagger.
It is my dagger.
We killed all these goblins, but you get the dagger? We and you are two different things.
You stay out of this. This is between me and my party.
No,
But as
this
far
is
as you
between
know,
your
it's our
party and
alignment.
my master. And if I tell him that you are not a cohesive group, and he
You would be lying.
is not happy with you, you will not be able to reap the benefits of working under my master.
What kind of benefits are we talking about?
Who is your master first? And what are the benefits you're talking about?
Where is everyone? Just for because I know
I
me.
see
I'm there.
Alaris. She's right there.
I'm
was
here.
fine,
I
okay.
can't move my icon very well
There's
right
two
now.
Ashers. He's
I'm in a
bilocating
mouse.
right now, apparently. So
I just wanted to double check because I just wanted to be like, all right, who's here and who's not here.
Oh, I'm up there.
Yeah, what are these benefits? I mean, I'm not super attached to this dagger, but you tried to steal it, and nobody steals from me.
Who is your master?
And does it come with benefits?
That's a fair point.
And drawbacks.
she seems kind of aloof. She sprinkles something on the campfire, and it flames back up. And she sits down for a moment to meditate.
While she's doing that, I'm going to pull a Red Bull or a Red Minotaur out of my pack.
Red Minotaur, right.
Out of my secret stash, because I did buy some in the very beginning, but everyone's been giving them to me, so I haven't used mine. There they are. So I'm gonna drink one. Get myself. This seems like an important moment, so getting myself ready.
I am sure Elvish is sort of like German, where there's some sort of word that sounds like a curse for every strange situation you can imagine. And so whichever one applies to Azun drinking something to calm down is what I will mutter under my breath.
Okay. She gathers herself for a moment and says, look, alright. First of all, shit, cat's beard.
It's actually a dwarvish curse.
You might want to make sure to carry plenty of red minotaurs for him, so he can keep his head on straight. But at any rate,
I instantly know that.
well, because she watched you do it.
Yeah, but I haven't done anything since. I just started drinking. I'm keeping the same demeanor. I'm keeping that shit on the DL. They know about it. No, not everyone knows about this.
Gotcha. All right. Well, never mind that then. She is dusting herself off and standing up from her meditation. And she says, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Aerie, and I am an elven messenger for my master, Thanos. That's what we call him. We don't know
What was
his
that
true name.
Can you say that name again?
Aerie,
Just A-R-Y or?
E-Y-R-I-E. But,
Ooh.
you know, if you write it like you pronounce it, it would be A-R-Y. Or Aerie, like airy water, the spell.
The can you E-A-R-I-E?
E-Y-R-I-E.
E-Y-R-I-E. So like the the castle, the Vale from Game of Thrones, sort of.
Would you
Yeah.
believe I've never watched or read Game of Thrones?
I know what you're talking about, and yes, the Aerie, very
Yeah,
similar.
I don't know that I overly encourage you to watch it, but the books are pretty good.
First 6 seasons, just don't watch the 7th. Wait for the next
Okay,
book.
yep. It's an ancient castle on the seat of House Aaron, one of the oldest lines of Andal nobility, within the Vale of Aaron. Cool. All right. Yeah, that's her name.
So,
And her master's nickname is Thanos. So.
How is that? Is that spelled like I feel like it is?
Thanos.
And you have a gauntlet.
Oh, THAN.
No
so
gauntlet.
is her name Aerie, or is her master's name Aerie?
Her name is.
Okay, her name's... Okay. And her master's name is Thanos. Got it. And she needs us to find 6 gems, or...
No, she is second guessing whether she wants to recruit you at all.
And that seems reasonable.
Well, tell us more about this. I mean, I suppose she doesn't
At this
know.
point, I don't see a reason to be recruited, so.
Right?
Right? No, what do I want to be recruited for?
I don't particularly care at this moment if you recruit us or not.
So,
I'll ask her if we could see the letter she was carrying.
Well, by order of my master, I will complete my mission as promised. Here is the letter. My work is done, and I bid you adieu.
But before you go, I have a quick question. Your master, and I will pull out said dagger again, really wants this. Why?
She just looks at you and kind of says, "Oh, grasshopper."
Oh, we can make insults all day, but I can also hide this in oblivion and you can never find it again, which would probably piss him off if he found out it was your fault that happened. So, why does he want this dagger?
He doesn't.
Why do you want this dagger?
I did not come here to bandy crit words with a witless, diminutive half-wit. Good day.
Well, that's a real shame that a half-wit put you to sleep when that's a pretty hard thing to accomplish. I wouldn't really tell people that you fell for that one.
And she disappears into a puff of smoke.
She's not very pleasant.
I don't know, I'd
Well,
be pretty embarrassed in her situation too.
Sure.
Yes, but her situation was you jumping her with a magical attack after
Hold on.
you lied.
Hold on.
After she tried to steal something from him.
Hold on. 3 things. A, I found this dagger. It is mine. And then I pull out 2 potions. And I also found these, which I was going to bring to the group's attention later. Secondly, like Uriel said, my associate, that she tried to steal these from me. And in 3, I did not jump her. I retaliated. It's not my fault she got outplayed.
Well, one,
An owl swooping down on you doesn't call for
And
a
stealing
magical.
something out of his backpack?
Magical! I said from the beginning that it was magical!
And we knew that. But we didn't know how it was magical.
Regardless, we should probably
You
read
could've-
this letter before someone else magically swoops down and tries to steal my shit.
Your
I wanna-
shit
how is it
is
yours?
something that we don't know what it does, why it was here, and you lay claim to without a good reason.
Kadul, did you not loot this camp once already?
No, we
Hilarious.
hurried up to
Splitting
chase
it.
after you.
I'm just asking if you looted the camp.
We
I'm not
left
asking if you
No.
laid
to save your ass.
I'm sorry.
We ran
save-
after.
Save?
And my ass, I left to save ass.
I didn't ask to be saved, so.
Associate.
Don't throw me into this.
Relax. We got your back. I am not laying claim to the value of this dagger. But for the purposes of the situation in which I was being thrust upon, my shit was being stolen. Because my shit is this group's shit for the time being, while we are working together. Now, I have these 2 potions and this dagger that everyone's worried about. I found them all together through my magical means. But I will share with the group. I am just simply pointing out that you looted this camp because you had things you told us about that you looted.
Did
I assume.
we grabbed
We didn't
coins
loot.
from.
Oh, I'm just assuming because we had like gold and items listed. I may not know about it. I forget.
Yeah. We did grab those like off of corpses, and Ilarius got a few tents on the south side where they were mainly at. But then we had.
And so if you didn't tell us, I don't know. I don't remember.
I'll tell you that we grabbed very little.
And this is what I
we dealt
found.
with the chief and flew out of here.
All right. Well, it's whatever the case is. Let's read the letter. As long as you're not taking it,
No,
I'm okay with
showing
it.
you.
If you're showing us, okay. But it didn't seem like that was your plan.
The...
It didn't seem that was your plan. That's all my issue is, anyway. But
And what do these potions look like, by the way? Just for theatrical value.
One is red and one is black.
And these, clearly this black one's kind of weird. This red one looks kind of familiar. I'm not totally sure what it is, but very mystical. And I am volunteering the information, so let's not get all huffy and puffy. Just because the little guy having to find shit and you want it, you don't gotta beat him up for it.
you
I will
know,
get as huffy and as puffy as I like.
Look, grumpy one.
I'm going. Are you still holding the knife, or did you put it in your bag? Did I notice?
Hold on. Let's roll. Under 20, I'm holding it. Over 20, I put it away.
that seems like a lot.
I put it away.
Okay.
And did you notice? I'm
Uh,
gonna roll a sleight of hand because I wasn't sure until you asked.
sleight of hand versus perception, probably.
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah. I blatantly like stabbed it into the side of my back.
Hey, I'm putting this away now.
This
The-
is
where-
out.
The hilt
in
sticking
my
out the
back.
side.
Yeah.
Okay. The music.
So yeah, I put the dagger away. Everyone can see it sticking out of the pack.
Okay, give me. Hold on, just a second. Something. Da-da.
But that letter. I mean, let's. We're arguing over a dagger, and some
Yes.
random owl flew in, gave us a letter, and then poofed and disappeared in a cloud of smoke.
I forgot to mention she tapped crystals with you before she left.
Oh, that's
With
nice.
who specifically?
Yeah, I have a feeling not. At least not one person.
At least not one person.
There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Now, while I sort of fully believe that,
She was instructed to tap crystals with everybody, so that's what she did.
okay, that's good to know. 1, 2, 3,
Oh.
4, 5.
Oh, hello.
Yes.
There are 5 of us. Cool.
What language is this written in?
Sounds
Common.
like common to me.
Thank you, associate.
You know, I'm having a bit of a day with this so far. Or what's the quick calculation for how many spells we're supposed to know?
Your level, your proficiency, your intelligence modifier.
Level
If you're a
proficiency.
wizard. If you're a
No.
wizard, I don't know about your.
No.
That's like special.
Hang on,
But I
that's,
thi-
how many, that's how many you have prepared. That's not how many you know.
Oh shit, my bad.
If
Yeah.
you mean how
player-
many you know, like
It's
as
two
in
per
how many
level.
are in your repertoire, there is
Yeah,
no
druids-
number. There's a number that
There,
you
there
get.
is.
There's a number that you
For
get
right
at the
now, there
beginning,
is.
and then you can just add. Like after that, you can just add spells to your spell book. So
Oh wait,
Right. I think he means
don't-
right now. How many should we know? So you should be somewhere in the neighborhood of like 10.
well no,
yeah,
he's
I've
a
got
druid,
I've got a few
Oh, you're a
extras.
druid. Never mind.
So doesn't he just get the entire spell
Yeah,
list
you're
and
right,
he
he
has a
gets them all,
prepared
yep.
number?
yeah, the druids.
Yeah, I've
get-
got a prepared number. That's what I needed, I think.
So would
Uh,
his be wisdom instead of intelligence?
Yeah,
As written, but I also did intelligence because that's what Thor's stuff originally said.
Well, I think that was just for because intelligence is our modifier for spells, but your modifier is wisdom.
Well, Thor's original rules
Yeah.
until like the week we started,
yeah. I said
he didn't realize.
I didn't
how it
realize
was.
that 5th edition. Like when the week we started, I talked about my house rules, and we did the magic house rules for memorizing, which I just basically I do it like D&D. The spells used to drain from your memory when you cast them, so you memorize spells, and then say you memorize magic missile. When you go to cast magic missile, it deletes it from your memory. You can't cast it again until you rest and memorize it again. Basically, I just took that out. I just took the delete part out of it. In 5th edition, they also took the delete part out of it. And I didn't realize that until a couple weeks ago. I don't know, right after we started, I realized it. And I cut that part out of my house rules because they had it already rules as written. So
So I will say, just in case you're not aware, and this hurts us, and I feel bad saying it for everyone else. Rules as written is level plus proficiency, and you are giving us the intelligence modifier as a bonus.
yeah, I know that.
Okay, just make sure.
Yeah. Well, as written, see, I'm looking at it. I have modifier plus level. I don't know if they vary.
Modifier.
Or maybe yeah, that's what it is. And then
Yeah.
you're giving us proficiency. You're giving us one of the three.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Which means I have to double check. I have to do this for a specific reason because either my list messed up or something. Because I thought I added when I leveled up. I thought I added one, and it didn't quite do what I thought.
So we had a long rest at the start of this episode, so that's probably when you would have picked your spells for the day.
Yeah, but I can't recall which added to. So I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 3 plus 5 plus 4. All right, I have 9.
So I should have 8 spells.
6, 7, 8. The only reason for me having to go through that entire process is Zune still going to be yapping at us.
I assume.
Yapping.
Well, Azud is not
Can we
really.
clarify a little bit?
It's not like he's. It's not like he's a like a compulsive talker. He just talks very fast.
Well, I'm saying like continuing to talk in a fashion that would annoy me at the moment.
I called you grumpy, and then we looked at the letter, and then there was a question of your spells.
Yes, there was that, and arguing about the knife still.
We
Because I
moved
started
past
to
the
ask.
knife.
Did we?
Yeah. So the someone I don't. It was either me or Laris that said about reading the letter and our priorities, and then he popped up the journal for our letters, and you said I have a question about our spells.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was okay. That's what I was working on it from the point of the knife thing, but
Okay, no, that's fine.
well.
That's fine. We can retro it back because I was giving you shit, and I was calling you grumpy.
He was.
I mean, those two things did happen.
All right, we'll go back. We'll go back to that if you want.
Yeah, go
Just
for it.
because after I have accused you basically of swiping the knife.
You have, and I was in the middle of pulling out. So at this point, I pulled out the potions. Said I think I know what the red one does. Not really sure about the black one, but they're really fancy. And I'm showing you these out of good faith, and I don't need to hear it from you, Mr. Grumpy, and something about the letter. So somewhere in the middle of all that, whatever you were going to do.
Somewhere in the middle. Okay. I think what as long as this is tracked, I will attempt. Here we go. We'll pop a second level 2, not 7.
That's impressive.
Spell slot. And it's in here somewhere. I'll have to just search it for the moment. It's not the book.
You said you had D&D Beyond, right?
Who are you asking?
I do.
Ethan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say if you click long rest, if I remember correctly, classes like cleric and druid will pop up your spell list to prepare.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, if you're just trying to hunt down one specifically, that might make it easier for you.
No, I'm running it through this, and basically what happened is when I chose my spells for level 3, I was in a hurry or something, and I miscounted how many I had, and so I missed putting this in there. Now I'm trying to find it in a hurry, and it's not throwing it to the chat.
Okay, so I'm gonna
cast-
assume that I'm gonna put the 2 potions and the dagger into the group loot list.
Yes, at this point, that's fine.
Can I try to
You
quick
probably
identify
will in
them?
a second. Because we're not going to get past the talking, I think. But what I'm going to do is cast Reduce on Azun.
Oh, so my voice gets higher pitch and I keep going.
Okay, wait a second. That's awfully close to PvP. Like, I mean, we're not supposed to be fighting in party, and casting a spell against a character is definitely fighting in party.
I mean, we'll play it out.
That's fair.
No, we'll play it out.
What
That's
about
fine. I mean,
what does Azun want? Do you want to do it or do you want to resist it?
it's not a harmful spell. It would have been no different if he cast Silent Bubble.
If you want to do something like that, I can say, does the recipient want to do it or do you want to resist it? And we can just move on.
That's if he's good with it. So I'm going to say that I'm doing it just so like
for a laugh.
I can walk over and
you seem to be doing it in my eyes more for a laugh.
Less a laugh and more, say, irritation with the actions Azun took.
Okay, but it's pretty much theatrical purposes.
Sure, and if he's unwilling, he gets to make a Constitution throw to resist the effect.
No, if he's unwilling, he can just shrug it off and say no.
I will take the Constitution. I'll take the Constitution saving. I look at this as we're all within like 3 or 4 days of knowing each other. Shit like this is going to happen until we work it out as a group. It's not like he's throwing a harmful spell at me. He's shrinking me.
Shrinky dinks.
17 resists you, though.
Yeah, you're going to beat it.
So, like, midway through it, I'm going to pause, kind of look around like I see, like, something, and go, huh. And then just keep going in my tirade.
That's fair.
Can I try to quick identify the potions and the dagger?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Can I assist, or does she have to do this alone for her?
You can assist. Assisting,
Okay.
assisting. That would be a good thing. That's what.
Forgot that we
teams
Well,
had
do.
don't
that
I
as an
get
option the whole time.
don't I get my level plus proficiency plus intelligence if I want to try to identify something?
Yeah, you got that special thing because you're religion.
That's why I was asking if I could assist, because it's her special follower stuff.
Yes, you get that, and then you get advantage if he assists.
And I will
Okay.
assist because I found them, and I'm
gonna roll a d20.
So if you're beating that and helping her with that,
that's
I'm probably
not
just gonna.
that good.
One
Oh, I
more.
did
Alright,
get
next
advantage,
one.
right? Hold on, go another one.
We're gonna do better here.
Come on.
Azun saw
13.
something.
So 13. So then if we do, that'll be plus 8.
Okay, and choose which one you do first.
I'm gonna go. I want to see that black potion.
The black
No, if you look
potion
at the
is
special
healing.
here-
The black potion is healing?
Yeah,
Okay.
potion of healing.
I had that
Is it just regular?
Yeah, just a standard issue potion of healing.
Interesting. I thought that was red. Okay, let's do another one.
Well, this one's made
Yeah,
of
well, that's
troll's
spoiled
blood, and it's a little old. But it'll still work just fine.
Cool. Okay.
Goblins just built differently.
Oh, a 20.
Alright,
Ooh.
the other two are a dagger +1 and a potion of invisibility.
Ooh.
Oh, that's nice.
I
I tell the group. Nice.
am going to mention that maybe our ranger would make best use of the potion of invisibility for scouting purposes in the future.
Sounds reasonable.
Which I don't know if Thor, you would, if everyone agrees, just making a note if we did give it to him or not, because I know he's being NPC'd out right now.
If that's what you decide, I will put it on his character sheet.
Okay. But to everyone else, I was just wanting to make sure we remember to tell him, kind of thing.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Whether we decide to or not at this point hasn't been made, but no pressure either way.
Yeah, I have no use of it, so.
That's fine. Anyone want this dagger?
I mean, I don't know about you two, but I don't really use a dagger, and the druid's got a really big dagger, like the size of me, kind of big dagger. It's really big and kind of intimidating if he ever swung at me, but I would just burn him like a roasted chicken. Anyways, we could probably sell it and buy wizard stuff. You know, like consumables. They're really expensive.
Yes, so expensive, and I did not bring that much gold with me.
Maybe we could
Let's just journey.
split the profits.
We'll just keep it. That's fine in a group fund, group pack.
I don't want to presume, but that healing a potion's really important. And like, I saw Keldul one time heal himself. It was kind of selfish, but it kept him alive. So maybe like one day, if you could use the potion and then heal one of us later. It's just my thoughts on it. I mean, I'd gladly take it, but I've got a lot of Red Bull. And I think Red Bull will keep me going.
Does it? Okay. I'm not sure about that, but
I don't know. Have you ever had this stuff? It
Red
really
Minotaur gives
it just
me
brings
wings.
you alive. It wakes you up. I could be dead, and you give me this shit, and I'll pop right back up, ready to go.
okay. I have not come across this red minotaur.
He
You say
pulls
so.
the bottle and hands it to you.
Not
Crack this
certain
shit open.
Fascinating.
that it
I'm
does
going
what
to-
he claims it will. But
I'm going to hold off on that, but I believe you. Okay, great.
You insist. He puts it back away.
Keldul has medicine proficiency in medicine, but does not have a med kit.
Oh, we'll get him one.
So I'm going to retcon that one and put it in your inventory right now.
I appreciate
Yes.
I feel better about retconning something like that at a downtime rather than, oh, we're in combat, everybody just got the crap beat out of them. Oh, I don't have a healer's kit. Can I retcon that? Well.
You said they
We
have 10
had-
uses?
10 uses, yeah.
Okay.
That
So
works.
So we have a letter. I kind of look around. I'm like, you mentioned a cave. I don't really see a cave entrance. I see a couple burnt down tents. Which one of these tents? I know I lit one on fire. Obviously, the big one got lit on fire, and I think a third one got lit on fire.
Burned a lot of it.
Yeah, like I don't know if that fire
Wasn't the
spread.
cave entrance in the big one?
Cave
Right.
entrance is in the big one. There's going to be a probably not great state body of a goblin in there as well, but
It's only been a day. How bad could it look?
well, he did have a wasting disease, so it's
Will
maybe
not be pretty.
interesting.
So yeah, there were wherever that cave was. You mentioned the cave. The unicorn told us to go to a cave. Silverman, that's his name, Silverman. He suggested we go to a cave. It just doesn't look very cavey.
Well,
There is a cave. Let's take a look.
it is under the floor.
Right.
I'm assuming you show us,
Although,
or I wander around for an hour looking in every tent but the biggest one.
let's.
Nah, I wouldn't stop you if you did that. I'll be honest.
I know.
Let him have fun.
I ran off.
The Red Bull hasn't had enough time to fully digest. I'm still kind of on the mid. Is it in this tent? No, don't say it. How about this one? Oh, it must be
It's the
over
big
this
one. The
Oh!
big one.
The big one.
Oh, the big one.
Wait, no, you say the big one. I go to this one.
Well, if you would have gone in there, you would have seen it, but
Nah, like
it's right
Red
there.
Bull's starting to kick in. Starting to.
Just go back in.
Alright, let me just check on the map settings on this one and see if it's going to be nice to me or be a meanie head.
So is the goblin like out in the open, or with everything burning down and stuff? Is it kind of covered?
The goblin? Oh, the goblin
the goblin
corpse?
Yeah.
Oh, we just left that sitting out.
Pretty sure it's just sitting there.
I'm gonna walk up to it. Oh yes. The only good goblin. I'm gonna kind of just walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Where was that entrance again?
It was in the large tent with the two horns in front of it.
Yeah. Is it just readily apparent when we walk in? I don't remember how we found it.
It's a hole in the floor.
It's just a hole. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you can see it without a problem.
It's the poop hole.
It's definitely unpleasant. Shall we go down?
I'm gonna. So it's completely dark down it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to Iro and grab 2 torches and light both of them with my flame bolt. And I'm gonna walk over and hand one to probably Asher and Alaris.
Okay.
I'm gonna remove those from because I have certain things that are not checked on my inventory if we ever have to double check it, and those are things that are on my dog because I can't carry a ton of weight.
Gotcha. No problem.
Just yeah. So if you ever have to reference
Before-
the stuff that's not checked is on my mount versus on my person.
Before we go down, I cast Mage Armor on myself.
I will do the same. Having seen her do that, I'm thinking that's a wonderful idea.
Okay. Mage armor it up. Alright, anything else? Before you descend down into the depths?
Nope.
There is a shield icon, isn't there? I thought there was.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to shift ping where you're going to drop in, so it should recenter the map for you. I put the 2 torches in there, so you should have light. And anybody can pick up those torches and carry them. So if that is working, let me know. If that's not working, let me know.
I'll bring myself in here.
Alright, I'm just gonna use the heart chain
I got you. Oh, you got
for
you.
a shield.
I got me.
And you can put the shield icon up so we know, so that we remember you've got mage armor.
How do I do that?
I
Right
got you.
click, center.
If you click on your token, it will pop out like a gear icon and then like a little circle icon, and it's the circle icon.
Oh,
There's the shield. I found it. Okay, shield icon on me.
oh,
Now I need to take the heart one off.
nice. So many things. Oh, I took off, but
I recommend keeping the group together. Don't run off. I will interpret that as your positions when combat begins. I will usually lock the tokens. So if one person gets like 50 feet ahead of the group, it can be a problem when combat begins. So be careful and watch the other players.
Fair
Okay.
enough. Can I?
Can you put Asher on here because he would be scouting?
Yeah, I was about to say, can I ask Asher to scout?
Asher can definitely scout. And he is going to have to carry one of the torches too, so...
I will take one of the torches while he scouts.
Asher and I both should be able to, as long as we think we don't need rear guard for this.
I'm trying to grab the torch off of him.
I'll keep an eye on the rear.
Since we all came in, we know what should be behind us.
Okay, typically you have Asher in front, and then it's Azul, Uriel, Alaris, and then Kaldul in the rear. That's on your...
Does Asher have dark vision?
No. No.
Because we hit level 3. I don't know if he did his level 3.
Well, that's a good question. Did he level up?
Because Gloomstalker, because I asked, I do remember this. I asked this last session because at level 2 I asked him if he had dark vision. He said he didn't get it until next level as a Gloomstalker.
I'm gonna grab some water before we start. We're back.
Same.
Getting a little bit of lag here. Yeah, he's got it on level 3, and he's got Umbral Sight. So, dark vision out to 30 feet. So I can actually turn that on, and he doesn't have to carry a torch. double check that. So that's dark vision out to 30 feet. Dark vision out to 60 feet. Okay.
That. So did he end up having dark vision, or?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. Because that's why I took the torch.
Yep, I was just thinking he was a human being, and obviously that means you don't have dark vision, and then, oh, he gets dark vision at level 3. I forgot about that. So, yes, he has the dark vision.
I'm back.
Which way should we go?
Ooh, this miniature got a little tarnished. Which way should we go? Which way should I scout? Says Asher. North or south?
Like where?
I say we take all the rights. Follow the right.
They're both
go all
kind of
to
to
your
the
right.
right. I mean,
Depending on
depending
your
on the
initial
direction.
orientation,
Yeah, I
you're
guess
not
I
wrong.
I was facing southeast, so
I
Oh,
say
that's
go
right.
north. Don't know.
Where is that? But there it is.
Not really a nature person, per se.
Okay, he beckons you back. Beckons you forth, I guess is what I should say. This, by the way, is a pool. And
I would.
it's like a it's like an underground kind of channel. So these are
So as soon as
these are fungus. This one is also a mushroom.
okay, I was gonna say as soon as he left, I was gonna ask about the surrounding environment. I have to restart because Roll20 is being super laggy and delayed.
It is for me too. I don't know if restarting will
Yeah.
help, but you know what? I'll refresh just for fun, see what happens. This
My
is
pings were like on a 3-second delay.
this is an asset heavy map. It's a large map and there's a lot of assets on it.
Yeah, I just realized that loading back in because it was all black. And I kept zooming out and kept zooming out, and it did not change anything.
You're close to the top left corner, so you should only have to zoom out to about 50% to see at least something.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, I found me. I just saw how big it was, having to zoom.
So crystals. This room has some crystal
Dude, are
growths
they-
in it,
guess what?
some quartz, and stuff like that.
Are they obvious what they are, or are they kind of outside our realm of knowledge?
I don't know if maybe a knowledge nature could tell you about the crystals.
Make a
Well,
check.
if I don't immediately know, I was going to ask
Five.
somebody.
If it's reasonable for me to make a check, I'd like to make one.
Yeah, I think a nature check could tell you.
Agree, say
Asher,
hello.
what are these?
Oh, let's reset.
Would Asher count as an advantage for him?
No.
They did.
Well, that's not a good.
Can Asher make an independent roll? Because I did ask Asher, at least before I saw the roll. I don't know when it actually loaded.
I don't know either.
Did you ask Asher and I missed it?
Yeah, I was asking Asher as Keldul said he'll roll.
Is
And that's why I
Asher
asked if it was-
proficient in nature? I'm going to leave
As
the
a
character
ranger,
sheet
vulnerable.
open this time because it takes a moment of the glorious spinning wheel for it to load.
It's a moment to switch from the spell page to the overview page right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, If it doesn't, it doesn't. I was trying to make that assist happen.
Okay, yeah, actually, he has proficiency in nature, so he can assist on that. You see a white crystal that is a clear quartz. The white crystal is considered to be a master healer. It is said to amplify healing energy by absorbing, storing, releasing, and regulating it.
Like in the sense of we broke off a chunk and took it with us?
Right.
Okay. Are the blue and green anything special?
Another nature check. Asher will assist.
They're blues and greens. Good.
So we know this one right here is healing amplification.
Cool. I'll walk over to that ish. Closer at least. Just go ahead and punch in 2 rolls. We'll do it in the blue and the green. Otherwise.
Okay.
1.
Nice roll.
Okay, the green is a jasper crystal. And the red... Or, I'm sorry, what am I talking about? The blue is a sapphire quartz.
Guys, I feel like there might be red crystals in here.
There's, I don't know if that's used for any spell components or anything like that.
I will suggest to the party that mining these would be a good idea, but maybe do it after we know making a bunch of noises not the worst idea. Maybe, we know there's goblins down here, so maybe not alert them to our presence by hacking at
I agree. We need to move forward. And they'll be here once we clear this place.
I agree. They can wait.
Okay.
And then with a 16, what do we know about the green? Is there a difference between the green and the blue?
Just the color. There's nothing special about either of them except that they might be spell components. I'm just trying to take a quick look. So quartz is a spell component for Wall of Ice. You need a crystal vial of something phosphorescent to cast Hypnotic Pattern. A crystal bead is needed to cast Leoman's Tiny Hut. A crystal rod is needed to cast Lightning Bolt.
How big are each of these crystal formations? Just so we have an idea. Like, are we looking at a 6 foot by...
It's about floor to ceiling. And
okay, so they're massive.
They're pretty sizable.
Oh, that's a lot.
Okay, so we can come back and we can hack and smash these things.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the consensus. Is we'll come back after we clear the place out. I assume Asher is going to move forward and continue scouting.
Whenever you're ready.
But whenever he does go over to do it, I would like to go next to Uriel.
I also have dynamic lighting on this map, so it's a double whammy. It's probably using those resources too. So.
You haven't been real chatty, and I know you didn't say some things that you probably didn't mean last night.
Just kind of doesn't really say anything.
Asher is holding up a warning sign to the group, indicating that there's trouble ahead.
Can I make a stealth check and hide behind this corner?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, heavy armor. Oh, it's Thor. Never mind. I thought that was assumed.
What kind of armor is
Now I
he
gotta
wearing?
reopen up my journal. It fell off for some reason.
I had to reload this.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's when I reloaded it. That's when I lost it. Stealth.
Stella.
Ooh, I'm proficient in that.
I'll back up against the wall and
14.
at least loosen my sword, but
I'll back up against the wall too, but I can't move right now. I'm trying to reload this.
Okay. And Asher, it just says he's wearing medium armor. He's not wearing heavy armor.
does he have on, like... Because there's one medium armor that has...
Studded leather, scale mail, leather.
He's wearing scale
One of
mail,
the-
which lists as medium.
That might be what
I
it is.
think it has... disadvantage, though. Let me...
That'd be
Usually, roll 20 is right. Most of the stuff that it, if it spits out that he's got disadvantage on stealth, then he probably does. It just threw me off because it said heavy armor, and he's wearing scale mail, which lists as medium armor. And that just...
well. Not that it would change his role, and I'm purely working off memory here. I know Gloomstalkers get like advantages for being in the shadows, and he's ahead of all of our torchlights because he's scouting. So I don't know if that changes anything for him. I know on this particular role it changes nothing, but moving forward, because Gloomstalkers get some weird stuff about being able to be in dark places. I had a buddy in a campaign a year or so ago that played Gloomstalker, and it was always a whole thing about defining whether he was in dark enough shadow or not.
Scale mail does give disadvantage.
Okay.
It's just... I guess roll 20 just listed as heavy armor because heavy
Same
armor
factor,
automatically gives disadvantage.
pretty
so-
much. Until you get into the magical shit.
Thing to find out.
I think we're still waiting for Alaris to load in.
Yeah, I'm having some trouble right now. I don't know why. I'm
sorry.
gonna have to do something drastic. Give me a second.
All the internet companies.
Yeah. Roll 20.
I'll ask Asher about during the week though, because I know I talked to him one night and he was going on about the wanting to use the stealth component. So it seems, I don't know if maybe he wasn't aware that scale mail makes him disadvantaged. That may have been unintentional, with it being his first time playing D&D.
Hmm.
He may have just saw medium armor and assumed he was safe. Question, DM. Those of us stealth, are we aware of these creatures? Yes or no? And do we get a surprise round? Yes or no?
You are aware of them, yes. And you will know if you get a surprise round once you move into attack.
Okay.
Once they become aware of us.
You can remove poisonous snake from the turn order list. I accidentally clicked on my familiar instead of myself.
A nat 20. I am first, bitches.
No, you're not, because you didn't have your token selected.
Motherfucker, it's there. I'm gonna edit that in. Hold on, I got this. I'm gonna edit that in. That was the first. This is that advantage.
Motherfucker.
Got it.
Oh, Alaris is going before you, anyways.
Oh, nice.
Oh, her
Nah, I
torch.
rolled 26.
Alaris's torch is going before. Oh. You did the same thing I did. Click it.
I did.
Yeah, and down.
Oh Christ!
See, damn, you have a
You're
dex of
torturing me.
16?
Yes,
You rolling,
I'm
girl?
so nimble.
I had a
Acrobatics.
14 with a +2. Where the hell did you get the extra stats?
Listen, I was rolling.
Oh.
This is
I
what
rolled
get.
I wrote a really weird line. It was 15, 15, 15, 13, 13. It's very.
It's the last time I let Thor roll out my stats.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I usually I wasn't guaranteeing that I roll hot. I just said that I usually do roll better than the players, and I will roll your stats for you.
So what I normally do for my games,
Donnie.
I let everyone roll 4 sets of stats, and then you keep whichever set you want to keep.
Cool.
Oh, so
Do I need to re-roll my thing here?
No, you can be
'Cause
the
I did
torch.
torch back.
You're in the list, so
All right.
you can
As
be
long
the
as there's
torch.
only one torch.
Okay.
Right,
good.
yeah. No, we're good. We're fine.
On the record, Jason, or Zune, I'm pretty sure it was Jason though. The Google Stadia thing doesn't suck if you're a real casual.
Gotcha. Again, I thought the idea was awesome.
And it still functions. If you're a casual AAA gamer, it works fantastically. I have just pretty much a stock laptop that's 4 years old. I run MMOs on it, so that's what
Like
I
WoW
am used to
Classic?
playing. No, not even that.
oh, you'd be safe then.
Yeah. I did Star Wars: The Old Republic for 6 years.
Oh, it's a good game. All right,
Uh,
I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
None of that kind of thing.
I love that game.
I can run Guild Wars 2, Warframe. Kinda works. Got internet issues at the moment, so Warframe viability is down.
Alright,
hurting
Zune, what
me.
you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm aware that there's creatures.
Are we fully aware that there are creatures?
Yeah,
That's what I'm
everybody is
wondering.
aware
Okay, so I'm
because
aware there's creatures.
Asher signaled you.
Okay, so yeah, he signaled warning. I wasn't sure how far that went. Okay, so I'm aware there's creatures. Okay, let's see.
Wouldn't it make sense to lure them through this little pinch-off cave section here?
Look, associate, I'm gonna need you to chill out. No, I'm kidding. So we can move through character spaces as
Yes.
long as we don't end in them, right?
Yep, you can move through friendly space.
Okay. So 1, 2. What the fuck is in front of me? Oh, that's Asher. Okay. 3, 4, 5. What the? I'm not great at physics, but what does Asher see that I don't? So from here, do I know like where anything is via sound or just commotion? I'm basically wondering, do I know there's a difference
Make a
between
perception
something here
check.
or over here? Okay. Will that cost an action, or is that like a?
No, not in this case.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for a quick like I know there's something over here or down one of the 2 tunnels. That's all I'm aiming for. 15.
You can hear some shuffling feet and some.
From which direction?
From out here.
Okay. So I moved 25. For line of sight purposes, that's about my line of sight.
Yeah.
Okay. So I moved 25. I'll move back 1. I'm gonna prepare the cantrip. Let me double check. I'm gonna make sure this is what I'm doing. Yeah, I think I'm preparing the cantrip Firebolt.
Okay.
And I'm waiting to attack on another player's attack. So if...
Yeah. So it's a ready to action, right?
Yeah, I think so. Ready to action if one of my other friendly NPCs make a aggressive action, I will follow up their aggressive action within my line of sight.
Okay.
So I don't want to just firebolt the first one that comes around the corner, but I'm waiting for my teammates to decide we should attack.
I slap a Zune. Is that aggressive?
I firebolt Uriel in the face. Is that aggressive?
You would. I know. You're just waiting. You're just waiting for the chance to do that. I know.
I came up and talked to you. I thought we were becoming friends again. And I will be right back for BLB.
I guess I have to move just a tiny bit to get that shot off. There we go. Yeah, okay, there we go, for sure. You hear Asher's arrow hit flesh, and you hear a yelp. That sounds distinctly canine. And I think Azun's action would have gone off, but he doesn't have line of sight to the creatures. Does he have enough movement left? He does not, so it's actually Ilaris's turn.
All right. Alaris is going to bonus action Blade Song and then move up to see what's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 7, 8. I can't really see myself either. Actually, can I be in this spot here?
Yep.
Instead of that one. That's kind of worse actually. Alright, we'll go back. So I can't really see, so I could probably do a similar ready to action. When I see something, I'll throw a firebolt at it.
Okay, no problem.
Hold the action.
Let's see, what's a good Blade Song icon? Gosh, what
I
is
apologize, I'm back.
Blade Song icon? No problem.
What is lightning? Ooh, or this strong. Cool. She's powered up. It just shimmers with a nice goldish energy for a minute or for a quick second, and then it moves unnaturally fast. It's a little bit faster, actually. And that's my turn. I'm going to stay here and wait until I see something.
Okay.
Just moved, isn't it?
Moved and ready
Like-
in action. So
Mhm.
let me see.
Did Asher attack?
I think
Yes.
this would be in your line of sight and just out of Alaris's. Asher
But
attacked, but nothing was in your line of sight.
I would say this triggers then. I was kind of looking for are we holding our breath and letting them walk past, or are we fighting kind of thing. That was kind of the intent behind it. So I would say having seen him attack and then something come into my line of sight, I
Right,
would
yeah,
attack.
definitely.
So
And that's the firebolt, right?
do I have advantage because I was thinking?
No. Well, I mean, you have an advantage for thinking, but you don't have D&D 5th edition mechanical advantage.
Well, no, I was asking, do I have 5th edition D&D because I took a sneak roll before the encounter?
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, you are stealthed. And actually, Asher has advantage too, but his first roll was a crit, so...
Yeah.
But yes, you have advantage. You're stealthed, and you will not be seen by these guys. They're not the most
I also
perceptive.
crit on my first roll.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, well, he is a charred corpse.
I seem to do that a lot.
And it is Keldul's turn. Goblins beware.
Ooh. I know something's around the corner. And I can't see it yet. So we're gonna go that. Oh boy. My. Hey, there's A5. There's. So I can't. 35, and then. I don't think I have effective line of sight. So I will bonus action to throw magic stone onto a couple pebbles I've got, and then end my turn.
You're gonna fire the pebbles, or you're just gonna hold on to them?
I'm just gonna cast it.
Okay.
Apply it.
That's fucked up for what I'm typing.
Okay. This guy is going to fire short bow. And that hits Asher for 7 damage. Ouch. And Uriel, it is your turn.
Uriel's going to stay back here and keep an eye on the back and make sure that our battle sounds don't draw any sort of an ambush from behind.
Right on.
So I will
Rear guard.
I will ready an attack just in case something does enter my range. It'll be a melee attack using green flame blade.
Okay. Uriel is rear guarding.
Awesome. Did that goblin attack? Was that at Asher?
Yes.
Or was that at me?
It was at Asher. He doesn't have line of sight to you.
That's what I thought.
He'll have to go through that rock to hit you. But he can hit Asher. I mean, actually, it's kind of grazing the rock there, but I'm going to allow it.
There's 5 feet of space in the square. It looks like he can,
Yeah.
pop up to the corner and. Now that one.
Does the gnoll... I'm pretty sure the gnoll is able to... fire longbow at Keldul. for 9 damage.
I have no applicable reactions, so we'll take 9 damage and go to whatever that is. 12.
Okay. Alright, Azun. Khaldul just got shot by a knoll arrow. Nasty little bugger. Uh-oh, did Azun time out?
No, I'm sorry. My wife was talking to me.
Oh, right, no problem. You don't have to be sorry for that.
Usually you are sorry because of it, though.
Right. No, she just got done raiding on for Wild Tune. I'm gonna move up one because I'm assuming it's my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn. Yep.
Yep. I was looking at the turn order. Have either one of these two been hit?
The knoll has been hit pretty hard.
Which one's the knoll?
The knoll is the one on the top left.
Top left. That's what we're making a firebolt at. He's not looking great. Azun thinks he's a god.
No, he's a gnoll, not a god.
Well, no gnu's is good gnu's.
20 with a
You
10.
got
This is why I have it actually written out in my notes. I have rolled near max damage or crit. One of the three. Everything I attack dies. So Azun's getting a complex here. This is much RNG. You've got to take note of it as a player. I'm going to move up. Yeah, right about here. I'm aiming. Do I get cover from Asher right here? That'd be my goal. Get cover, but also see down the line of tunnel that they're coming out of.
Well, you would have cover there, but I don't think you would realistically. Like, you would have line of sight to here, but once you go up here, there's...
And I would be one lower. Sorry, one lower.
So, and then with one lower, you can see, but... Yeah, you should have cover from Asher and Khaldul for anyone that's right here. If they come down here, then you lose that cover.
Right. I'm aiming for cover, but somebody to shoot around.
Okay.
Having taken out yet another foe in my godlyhoodness. When these dice turn around, it's going to be like level 10 and at the worst moment. But that's my turn.
Do we know what Asher's favorite enemy is?
Let me ask real quick, because he actually responded to me mentioning just that he should look at his armor and make sure it's right.
Pretty sure it was tacos.
Does he have a favorite? I mean,
He has to pick one as a ranger, and he has to pick another one around 5 or 7 or something like that.
can't remember. I know he said he took. He was
Maybe
doing
it's in
the
his
other
bio.
option.
Nope, not in his bio. Maybe it's in his...
He might have taken. He might have done favored foe instead of favored enemy.
Let's see.
They're not the same thing.
No. Enemy is like you favor one race, and foe is you just get to mark something you hit. That was favored foe and Deft Explorer are Tasha's Cauldron updates to try and make them slightly more useful.
They're
as a
both
class.
on his character sheet.
Yeah, you'd have to ask, because I think on top of it usually being a choice, because it says replaces, I've noticed that it just throws all the optional things kind of on there.
I would go with the not half of it, and then if he replies to me before the end of this session, I'll let you know what he told me.
Because I
he
know
would kill that
it
goblin
added-
with or without favored foe, but I'm going to have him mark the goblin and attack. That sounds good to me.
It doesn't quite give you... Roll20 doesn't seem to give you a choice in which thing you're taking. Because it gave me Find Familiar as a known spell, which I don't cast as a spell. I can ritual it with a wild shape cast. It's
Oh.
strange.
Yeah, Roll20 doesn't get everything perfect. It gets it pretty well, but
Yeah, and it's got everything there. You just have to figure it out.
He's typing right now, so hopefully I'll have an answer. And it won't be, I don't know, can't look at it right now, because he did message.
He signals that it's clear up ahead.
Okay. But he did tell me he's still at work, which that's what's holding him up.
Yeah, he told me he was going to be at work today. You know, real life and all.
Favorite foe. Yeah, he chose favorite foe. He can't figure out how to remove stuff from the player's handbook. Was his exact response.
Got it. I can take it off there. So I'll take off favorite enemy then.
I'm gonna go back to Uriel. So, coast is clear, it seems. I think we're good to move up.
Okay.
And
Alright.
just go ahead.
I'll go ahead and start moving up.
And just as we're moving up, in whatever fashion that may be, as far as following Asher, I'm just gonna kind of stand way back with Uriel unless I see the group make some kind of motion. There's more enemies to just continue our conversation with Uriel. So, kind of left the rest of the party to come make sure you're okay, you know, chasing those goblins, and Iroh, you know, really seems kind of seems to like you. Kind of likes everyone that gives him scritches. He's kind of gullible like that.
It's just been a lot lately. I've spent my whole entire life not killing anything, and it seems ever since I've met you guys, that's all we do.
I mean, look, as an intellectual, I understand where you're coming from, but I'm also kind of a creature of nature, and there's a lot of... I mean, you'd really be surprised at the number of the creatures that kill out of spite and scavenge and kill for more than just food, you know? I mean, it's human, not just humans. I don't want to, you know, make you feel singled. I mean, like elves and just all the taller races, you know, like all the people over 4 foot and under 3 foot. I mean, gnomes aren't that much better. I've lived with a lot of gnomes that are, you know, sketchy characters.
You know, I don't want to derail the conversation, but I think it was the Earth documentary series, or the Planet Earth documentary series, that aired on BBC and then came out on Blu-ray. That got footage of, like, there was this herd of buffalo, some kind of bison or something, and it's been a long time. They had horns, and that's how they would defend themselves. But this whole series was the idea was to shoot it from far enough distance that your presence wasn't affecting the animal's behavior, and they caught an image of a buffalo essentially murdering the tribe leader, the herd leader. Like they just ganged up on him and gored him and pushed him off a cliff.
So, like, Tender Pebble was once telling me about these buffalo they were watching. And he kind of gives a dialogue of that right there. Just as an example. So, like, creatures in nature kill. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, not everybody needs to just have a firebolt to the face. That is not... I mean, but goblins... Because goblins, they're pretty evil. I mean, goblins, I'm not saying all... there's... Not all Quicklings can become wizards, and obviously I'm a wizard, and,
Hey, guys.
But...
Come here.
Huh? What?
Come here.
But okay. We'll finish this conversation later.
The path splits up here. Where do we want to go?
Upside down. It's all fine. Okay.
Up the wall.
Oh, hold on, let me zoom out and see where we're at. I'm kidding.
It wasn't. In the back to my car.
My suggestion is to always keep the wall to your right. That's just me.
I mean, but the wall's on my left and right. Kind of confused by that. Just, speaking from an individual that can look left and right, they're both have walls.
If I could think of one word to describe you, Azun, it would be tedious.
Pebblekind once said something very similar. I'm gonna have to... I think I wrote that down somewhere. Hold on. And he just starts flipping through his books of notes.
I think we should go straight forward, Asher. Keep clearing ahead, and
So we are.
we can mark that path to come back to if it doesn't connect later on. Ooh.
So, while the rest of the party's moving forward, once they kind of round the corner and realize Azun is still going through his notes, Azun is going to get up and mark the wall with his small knife, not quite a dagger, but kind of mark it in the direction we're going, and then continue flipping through his notes.
I'm waiting on you guys to move up.
Yeah, I can't move around you.
Oh, sorry. I would have done that. I would have done that.
It should let you move
people
right
move
through
past
them,
me.
I think.
Oh, maybe I'm just... Maybe
Yeah.
it's just me. Hold on.
From a role playing aspect, I am intentionally
Okay, yes.
waiting for the group to move past me.
I'm holding up the rear, so I won't move past you.
Well, okay, then you would have seen me do this, and then. Oh wait, is just for clarification, this is where Asher asked about which path to take?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we couldn't see that where we were placed. But moving up, this is where I would have done it. I would have marked which direction we're going without saying anything to anyone. And then kind of continued forward and I'm texting on my phone looking down, but in this case I'm flipping through my notes. Same aspect.
Yeah. So, what was I gonna say? No, I don't remember. Maybe it'll come back to me.
But yeah, so, I know you don't really consider me a friend and all that, but you were really nice to Iroh, and
Oh,
not
yeah,
everyone's
now I
so nice to
remember.
him.
I was just gonna say on your standard operating procedures, your marching order is Asher, then Azun, Uriel, Alaris, and then Kaldul.
Right, so I did volunteer to take up the rear for this particular dungeon.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's not going to change our standard operating procedure, though.
I was gonna say I assumed, and I think I at least because I think I asked about this before Alaris and Asher joined our party.
Water up ahead.
I asked in the sense that this is like traveling from city to city kind of standard procedure, not necessarily in a dungeon or whatever we decide in the moment while we're playing, but more of... That was my question.
No problem. I was just pointing it out just in case it was unintentional, or
Right.
I'll take the tokens at face value and I'll place you as you are placed. So I won't make you like rearrange because your standard operating procedure says that Kaldul should be in the back. But I just want to make sure you were aware of what was going on. So if that's what you want, then it's fine. We're all good.
Okay.
At this particular moment, I'm wherever Uriel is because I intentionally was trying to pace myself with her to ramble.
So it has nothing to do with nature, Azun. I just don't feel that it's necessary to take lives. There's other options. No one seems to want to talk to people.
Wrong button.
You were able to get that... While it wasn't a big threat, you were able to get that owl to sleep, and that mitigated the threat that it did present, right?
I mean, like, I don't kill everyone that steals from me. I didn't kill the guy that stole Iroh from me, but I really wanted to. But, I mean, like, goblins kill people. And if you kill people and you take away their choice to live, you should die.
Just like you did to the goblin that was running away unarmed and hands bound, right?
He would
So
have
then by your own
killed
logic,
me. He would have killed me if I was unarmed, and therefore I killed him because he was unarmed.
So you claim to know the heart of every goblin you meet.
They're all evil.
And this is why I've been quiet.
Look, have you ever seen what goblins do to creatures like me? They're like humans playing with a butterfly. They just rip the wings off of it and hope for the best.
What the hell? Humans rip wings off butterflies?
I've seen your children.
I have no children.
I've seen human children. Don't patronize me. You know what I meant.
Well, I have been a human child. I have never torn the wings off of a butterfly.
You should
because
really
you can't
do some
claim,
people watching.
You can't claim to know the heart of every human any better than you can claim to know the heart of every goblin.
No, but I spend a lot of time doing people watching, and a lot of you are mean and cruel to things that are smaller than you. And especially your children. Your children will rip the legs off of ants just to see what they do. How is that any different from something bigger than me trying to eat me?
But then
you
even if one doesn't, then that one is not acting the way that you expect it to act. So you can't claim to know their motives.
And if one goblin wants to live in a civilized city, I won't just shoot it in the face with a firebolt. But it was out in the wilderness polluting and trying to kill a human population. And you're mad at me. Even the unicorn agreed with me.
They're not trying to kill the human population. I'm not saying he didn't deserve to die, but I don't think he deserved to die with his arms bound, running away from you.
Death is death. How does it make it any better to die with a sword in your arms and stab through the heart, or with nothing in your arms and stab through the heart? Dead is dead. You become a meat suit.
It's a very unfortunate outlook you have on life, Azun.
And I will say, at this point, Azun is probably becoming steadily louder. I don't know, to whatever the DM thinks the threshold of letting things ahead of us know, but he is becoming more and more worked up as this conversation goes on.
Oh boy.
Oh, you locked my token, so I can't select myself. I can only select my snake.
The moment you said that,
you got me.
we did a turn order pop up.
That's why I said it, because it's true.
No, I was already starting it before he said it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm.
It was
I didn't
the
think it was that related.
it was the percentile roll.
I personally try to be accurate in working my voice up in a conversation
Yeah.
for that purpose, just in the future. But once I hit a certain point, I'll tell the DM like my characters became worked up at this point. Like somebody's heard this.
Which subclass is a Zune?
Time magic.
Okay, so that and what, war magic? Would you use intelligence as a modifier to initiative?
I can't speak to war magic. I have a +6 to initiative between my intellect and my war magic. Or not war magic,
Your dex.
time magic. Yeah, my dex is 16 and my intelligence is 17.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the 17 was the highest modifier I had, and I didn't pick a class that gets an int modifier. So that's how I keep beating everyone.
Yeah.
Azun, your turn.
Well, the sticking character, where is Uriel?
I'm in the back.
Okay.
10
Then I
feet to your
will
right.
casually walk forward. Does anybody remember what I was ranting about right before this happened?
You were ranting about
polluting the
killing
water.
defenseless goblins.
And if he had a sword,
Those poor
he would
innocent
stab
goblins.
any two-legged person, son of a bitch, and I will fireball.
What?
This thing.
I cast a magic missile into darkness.
Right there. As
And
I'm wandering forward.
Well, I had... To be fair, prior, I said that I was going to stop where I am. Watch this hall while I figured you guys would follow Asher.
Okay, I will hold true if the GM or if the DM will let me. I will hold true to what that is, and I will make a perception roll to see whether or not I notice Khaldul stopping us all.
Yeah, sure, you can do that.
I'm worked up. Alright, so I'm gonna make it at disadvantage because I'm worked up. So that'd be perception 12. Do I notice him stop and try and gesture us to hold back?
Yes.
Okay, then I do not make that attack, and I stop here, and I. What were you stopping for? I don't do anything. I don't know to make a. Yeah, I don't know to like precast anything or ready anything. So I just.
Oh, I don't even think that I can see them. Right here.
But you said you stopped, so I'm just assuming by.
I just stopped in the branch because I was behind Asher and Asher went up. So I just stopped to be kind of the lookout for this branch and wave you guys up. And that's why Alaris went up.
Okay, so either way, you stopped. I don't know why we stopped. I'm like, what the fuck are we stopping for? And that's my turn.
Alrighty.
But goblins are evil, Uriel. I may or may not have shouted that on my turn. Pointing my finger at Uriel from 2.5 feet up.
Khaldul, it is your turn.
Still. Can I do perception check to see if I notice? See if I notice anything?
It's in your line of sight. you saw the goblin walk up to this spot right here.
Would I have heard him? Because I kind of figure I'm earned watching a Zune at this point with occasional checks behind me, but not full on.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Is it at disadvantage?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Have I fully...
I'm proficient in it.
Nah,
if
probably
that's
not.
a way
then.
to say. That, like,
Probably not then. You're just like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you're good. You can see him.
Thanks. Okay. If that is the case, I think I will shout goblin or something, just like alert everyone else real quick, and then throw a I will throw a chill touch at the goblin that I can see.
DC 14,
20.
and that is... That is what kind of save?
It won't be a... It's a ranged spell attack. Chill touch.
Alright. And
It doesn't do much otherwise.
he has a necrotic disadvantage on attack rolls against you until the end of the turn. Okay.
Is he undead? Does that disadvantage only applies?
Oh, if you hit an undead target. Okay. No, he's not undead.
I was gonna say that might change up how this is gonna go if...
Well, that wouldn't really have a huge effect anyway. Ilaris, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up. Oops, if I can select myself. Up here. And I should be able to see. Do I have line of sight? I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna send a firebolt at this goblin. Where's my sheet? Here it is.
Nice. Landing the blows.
Finally, yay.
Right?
3.
I felt so bad for
That's
you
better.
at the encampment.
The
That's probably
goblin
my worst
catches
hit.
on fire
Okay.
and falls over, charred flesh falling from its bones.
You killed it. You're the winner.
Nice.
Uriel, your turn.
Yeah,
Give
same.
Alaris a thumbs up or a fist bump or something. Whatever the elvish encouragement.
Here's a small bow.
Right? A nod of the head.
Yes.
I feel like the head nod is a little more on character than...
That's a nod. Well, she does have
Goddamn.
a little
stuff
flair
up
about
elf.
herself. She's not an elf.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm just giving it to you, but you know, I don't know that I'd take the time to execute a bow in the midst of
A very tiny. Just,
Do you though? I mean, you are an elf. You would make time for that, right?
I'm not an elf. I am a human.
No, I mean Khaldul.
I've
Oh,
been living in the
Khaldul's an elf,
woods.
right? I forgot.
Yeah, I'd probably pass on it.
Stuck up
We'll
buggers.
nod. We'll do a nice little, head nod back and forth.
You know, when you're a guy and you meet a random guy in the street, you do the up
Right.
or the down.
Right.
He nods
Oh,
up, you nod down.
Yeah, Alaris got it down.
Oh, okay, so Alaris, you're alpha, he's beta.
Is that what that means?
That's guy language.
Kinda.
Nod up's alpha, nod down's beta. I mean, that's how it works.
It's not, you nod up if it's a friend or someone you know, and you're like, hey. You nod down if it's like, good day, sir.
Now, see, that's the submissive talking. That's the beta.
No, I disagree.
Okay,
The
listen,
nodding
I
up,
think it's
the nodding up is trusting and showing your throat. It's an animalistic reflex.
And alphas and wolf packs and lion prides nod up to their submissives.
I don't know that lions are too worried about which
I
direction
don't think they
nod.
nod.
I mean, you've never seen a pissed off female lioness, then.
I've been married to a redhead for 22 years.
I'm
cool.
married to a redhead. I don't nod up just anywhere. I gotta make sure that shit's safe.
What?
Anyways, I'm just gonna be doing the same thing and guarding the back, so I'll ready a melee attack if something comes within range.
Okay.
No banter back at me? Feel sad.
I never rolled Ashers.
He goes last, and then goes first.
Does he really?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Go last, and then go
He's next.
first.
Oh, and he's gonna hunter's mark the knoll. So that is...
So question, would he go twice because the Knoll and me went first last round?
Okay, you
He just wasn't aware at first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Pascal blindly walked around that corner.
And Asher takes 4 points of damage from a knoll arrow. And it is Azum's turn.
What was my perception roll?
That's a
Well,
gosh darn good question. 12.
12.
It's decent.
Would I be aware currently that we are in battle?
Yeah, there's no question about
Okay.
that.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure with that perception roll that like I am aware of what's going
There's
on.
another guy missing too
There's people missing.
in the
There's
initiative
things-
order.
There's things happening.
It's a sidebar, Thor. I don't think the Hunter's Mark damage applies when you apply it.
What? I don't understand what you mean by that.
I think what he.
I'm wrong. Never mind. It's in 2 different paragraphs, but it does have a including when you mark it. So, weird.
That is weird. I thought it was just you mark it and then you get the hunter's mark damage.
You have to hit it, then you get the damage if you hit it when you mark it. Then every other time you hit it, you get the mark.
Yeah.
No, I understand what you're saying. So with this kind of stuff, I had to do the same thing with my warlock. If I apply hex to someone, I do my Eldritch Blast damage, and then I have to go back and click hex every single turn. It's always going to show a blast because you're going to do your attack, and if it lands, then you're going to click your additives, which whether Hunter's Mark, Eldritch Blast,
Yeah.
anything else.
That's just the way
apply,
Roll20 functions.
Yeah.
You could put it unconditionally on your longbow or whatever it is, your Eldritch Blast, whatever, but then it would always pop, like whether you were using the
Right.
hunter's mark or not.
or whether I moved it, killed the target on my first Eldritch Blast, and then still had one or two more depending on my level, but couldn't move it again.
So yeah,
So
you could just always pop it out and then just ignore it when you're not using the hex mark. But you know, either way, really, it's fine. It's just kind of a user preference thing.
So this guy right here, because it's the only one I can see. Am I aware? So I assume it's off that last perception, but off that last perception, is this the only thing, or are there multiple sounds, whether they be yelps or footfall or whatever? Is this the only thing?
To determine that specific, you will have to take your round attempting to perceive that.
Nope. Just trying to see if my first perception round determined it or not. I will just firebolt this guy then. He's the only one. That must be the only one. That's all that matters. A 12.
12 for 10 damage.
I mean, it's full damage, so it's got to count, right?
So he is on fire, and he dies.
Everything that's doing attacks dies. I'm just saying.
No, is on fire.
God complex. I'm here to save you all. See you through your journey.
Khaldul, it is your turn.
Let's try to move. I can get to there. I'll stop at the square next to this little outcropping thing. Use it as some partial cover.
Okay.
And make sure my sword is drawn, but that'll be all. I'll draw my sword and I'll ready another chill touch for when if an enemy comes into my line of sight.
Okay.
And that will truly be all.
So a hobgoblin rounds the corner and comes at you with a long sword.
Alright, I will fire off that chill touch from behind my little rocky outcropping. And it's down here.
Well, you hit it.
Yeah, it's only like it's a one, D8, so
You got it.
not like that's disappointing or anything.
Okay, two damage, and he will return fire with his long sword, two-handed, for 10 damage. He takes a slash at your midsection and cuts a nasty gash in your torso.
Yep, he does, because my armor class is shit.
And it is Ilaris's turn.
Laris, alright. See, I hear some commotion probably. I'm gonna go down here, follow behind. Well, shit, how am I gonna do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Can I see this guy? I'm always in a weird place. How many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's it. So I don't think I have really line of sight unless you say I do. DM.
Sorry, can I see that
Can
arrow
I get
one
around
more
the
time?
corner?
Alaris, don't you get 6 blocks? Aren't you speed 30?
You have speed 30, yeah,
You're,
and that
you're
has
right.
that
I'm
has
going
line of
5.
sight.
I'm going like 5 is enough. Or I need to do 6. You're right. Thank you.
What?
Yes to both. You have line of sight in that square and in the square you're in now, and you
Cool.
do get one more square.
That's
So,
fine. I'll just.
just as a side note, so if you look at what I'm doing right here,
Mm-hmm.
you see how I'm on corner to corner?
Yeah, that's
In
snap to
this,
corner.
yeah, so if you do snap to corner, if Thor disagrees with this, the common rule I have seen is snap corner to corner on a target or snap corner to corner on the same target will tell you whether you have, full view, half cover, 3/4 cover, and that's just whatever he decides. But that's how I've had other DMs tell me to decide, whether it's half cover or full cover. Is using the snap corner to corner and seeing where they line up.
I'm a little bit more loosey goosey about it. Like I just kind of
Yeah.
judge it in the moment usually.
Yeah, whatever you decide. But just as far as you going, do I see this? Snap corner to corner will really quickly kind of give you that reference line to see, so you can be like,
All right.
oh, I see that.
Sweet. I'm just gonna throw a firebolt at this guy. Keep it simple. 12 hits, right? So 4.
Ignite him. Kill him.
We're chipping away. We're chipping away.
Okay, Uriel. You're up.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna move just a little bit closer so I can see everybody, but I'm still gonna continue to watch the back here.
Okay.
I don't even really know what's going on up there, so.
Quick.
Well, you know it's a battle.
Yeah, right, but I have no, like, I mean, I know Kaldul's taken some damage, but he hasn't really said anything.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Because I only just noticed on the map. We all walked past this thing. Is this
Waterfall?
It's a waterfall?
Well, that's what it looks like to me, anyways.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a waterfall.
Okay. It kind of looked like, a Pokemon exit to a dungeon. That's where the light is, and I was like, is that an exit? Did I totally miss that? Alright, thank you.
Yeah, it's a Legend of Zelda exit. It's always behind the waterfall.
I mean, by Game Boy standards, that's how I should walk out of here.
Okay, and Asher runs it through with his short sword, piercing its heart.
How come the DM rolls show up as the D20 roll plus proficiency modifiers, but ours don't?
For him, yours is automatically added in. That's that +2. That is not the proficiency modifier. That's the fighting style archery.
Oh, okay. I thought we were looking at like his.
Oh, actually, and he wasn't arching. No, that didn't hit.
That's why I was confused. I was like, okay, so that must be because I hit on a 13. I assumed he hit on a 13. No, he killed it. He stabbed it through and through. What do you mean, DM? I didn't ask that question. That didn't happen.
Okay, well, he runs away.
If he did shoot him from that close.
Wait, so if he moves out of range, don't they get an attack of opportunity?
Mm-hmm.
Unless it
Khaldul
disappeared.
and Archer both. Asher both get an attack of opportunity.
I'm here for you, boys. I fucked it
Asher's
up.
the only
fixed
one
it.
that. Asher's the only one that can take it.
What'd you use your reaction on?
Oh, now it's dead.
To chill touch him for 2 damage.
No, that was your action.
Last-
Your reaction is your attack of opportunity.
That was my held action, which
Oh,
That counted on your last
used.
round, though.
yeah.
I haven't had another one.
No, I see what you're saying. It's your held round, which holds everything. Okay. Well, it
When
looks
you
like,
hold it, as far as I understand, when you hold your action, it uses your reaction to.
yes.
But then you've come to the top of the order since then. Unless
Unless
I missed a chill touch. The last one I saw, you were up by where Azun was standing.
Yeah, no. I
You
I
did-
came
you
down
did-
here.
right.
No. He's right. You did chill touch after I went, so you had to move down, chill touch, and then Asher went, and then the creature moved, and then you get an attack of opportunity.
No, the creature. So I moved down here, prepped the chill touch. Hobgoblin ran up. I reacted to throw the chill touch. He hit me.
Isn't chill touch a touch ability? Unless it changed.
No.
Chill touch is a 120-foot cantrip.
Necrotic touch is the one that you have to be 5 feet.
I apologize.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
in the
thinking that
wrong.
too. I was like, I looked. It said chill touch has a range of 120, and I was like, oh, okay.
3-0 and 3-5. It is
I think
what
you-
it sounds like. You have to touch them. I apologize. I am 100% in the wrong.
No, it's chill touch uses a spectral hand, so that hand gets up in the business and
Whatever you
Yes.
say, baby. That's not what you. I am wrong.
inflict wounds for some reason is a 5-foot range. So
Yeah.
Uh.
It's like if it said touch, inflict wounds, chill.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I took
That's
a
what confused me.
10 HP hit and Asher came over and poked him to death.
So if I want to call the group back, just if we're out of combat.
Call the group back.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. I don't know why that confused me for a moment, but it did.
Well, I
Nope.
I as
What was
well
that?
just
Wrong
now
one.
noticed the initiative order is out. So I was double checking. So just standing here, DM, quick question. What am I looking at this point and this point? I'm assuming they might just be columns.
No. Those are barrels.
Barrels! Okay, well, I would suggest, in no particular way, that we should check the barrels, because they're barrels, and they probably have 42 gold in them. But I am more interested in this waterfall, and where this waterfall is coming from. Because I was previously distracted by a conversation with Uriel, and did not really pay any attention to it.
I'm gonna go up to the barrels at least, and
I will follow you.
And Asher probably came back to us, not to be caught off on guard alone.
I'll do this one.
can I check for traps on or around the barrels?
Yep.
They should have a little red flame on the side if they're an exploding barrel. So
Yeah, easy
Well,
to tell if you
we
put
hope the
both-
goblins follow OSHA regulations.
Right. Mark the barrels if they're exploding.
Compute manifest there.
What roll should I?
I'm gonna need you to make an OSHA D3 to see if they're flammable, the rate at which they're flammable, their flashpoint, chemical erosion.
If Diablo taught me anything, just hit it with a sword.
You really can just hit it with a sword and open it. Or a hammer or whatever you want to do.
There's no.
I don't get that specific in my campaigns.
It's
Just remember, bashing them is loud, so you know.
yeah. If it's a normal barrel, that's what I can tell, then I'll just.
It is loud. Sound doesn't travel as far as I think most people assume it does.
So
I was gonna say that I'll try and slip
a
my
standard
sword.
speaking voice can be heard up to 30 feet away.
Well,
And then you're also in a dungeon that's shaped to project sound. So.
well, no. So that's a common misconception. As somebody, I have actually worked I have worked underground before, and I had this same misconception. When you're underground, unless it's directly designed to carry sound, it actually does the exact opposite.
I would
Wow.
imagine it depends on what the walls are, whether they're dirt or rock.
But
Right?
it doesn't matter what the walls are so much as Bernoulli's principle says things move under higher pressure as they get narrower and then move at faster speeds and get wider. That does not work for sound. Sound does the exact opposite. The farther it has to travel to create the quote wave, the less distance it will travel. So when you go into a narrow area, it will travel further, but every time it hits a wider area, it travels slower. Now, if you have a spongy material as what the sound is bouncing off of, that affects it. But when you're actually in a tunnel or you're following a pipeline or whatever, you can actually be like within 20 feet of someone and shout something. And depending on where you're at, they may or may not go, "What did you say?" or completely just not hear you over ambient sound around them. Sorry, it was a totally disorienting effect when I had to work underground, and I it's weird. It's something that sticks with you.
I just knew that sound doesn't travel as much as people assume it does.
Right.
I mean, it travels, but I'll show you let's.
You would have to be in a granite tunnel to do what you're thinking of, Uriel. It would really have to be something that solid, like granite or limestone, or just something that is completely non-porous.
Noted.
But,
I'll remember that if I ever go spelunking.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
there's a 30-foot radius and there's a 60-foot radius, but it really wouldn't travel like those tunnels on the left that are through solid rock. It would never get to those.
Right.
It would get to about here, and maybe a little bit into this tunnel. Maybe faintly heard on the corner of this tunnel, and that's.
Well, even more than that, it would be heard here if it was dead silent. But next to this raging waterfall, you'd probably have to be like over here to hear.
Right, and then there's the ambient sound, like local ambient sound changes it too. But anyway, let's abbreviate that to say the DM decides when the NPCs hear it.
My bad. I'm sorry. It's super disorienting when you actually experience that as a person.
Right.
Because it's not what you expect.
Okay.
You expect the exact opposite, and you're like, holy shit.
Okay. So, you are going to bash the crate open, I think, right?
My goal was to try and pry the top off, actually, since I have a sword with a long enough handle to try and slip it in and use it as a lever.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an athletics check.
Well, that's not too bad.
Okay, so you pry the seal off, and you have found a barrel filled with cinnamon.
Well,
I do not know
that's
what
something.
to do with this.
Yeah, that's something. Can you open this one?
super bitter without sugar, by the way. Just if anyone wondered why their grandmother mixes half and half cinnamon sugar, that's why.
Unless it's crunchy cinnamon. And then
Can't
it's
speak
hot.
Can't speak on that one.
That's like the atomic fireball cinnamon kind of stuff.
Ooh,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Hard to get in the States.
I will move to pry the rest of them open too.
You're a bit stronger than me.
Don't know.
The
Can I
other
help
one
you?
is
I'll
filled
help.
with
Yeah.
cosmetics. Like a bunch of commodities like facial powder and perfume and stuff.
Lead and arsenic.
Yep. And the last one that you open has a life-size carving of a strawberry made out of ruby with emerald leaves.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, are they Sephora brand cosmetics? Because that might be worth more.
Wait, can you repeat everything you just said?
Okay, one
Costing more and worth
barrel
more.
is full of cinnamon.
Yep.
One barrel is full of cosmetics. And one barrel has a life-size carving of a strawberry made of ruby with emerald leaves.
When you say life size, do you mean like
Like the size of
Like-
a strawberry.
okay?
So,
Actual size.
I'm just
It-
curious what else life size would mean.
I have
It didn't
a
register the
Way too
first
many, damn
time, but life size is usually like you make some carving of like a person. So
no.
life
Okay,
size
yeah, I
is-
got you.
Correct. The size
no,
it would be in real
But
life.
anything
yeah.
alive,
life size
you know,
is real
really.
life, yeah.
Yeah,
I have
no,
I have a
under-
life-size map of the United States.
Oh Jesus.
Look down.
Yeah.
You are there.
Yeah. So to take what you said,
I think
you
everybody
said
here is
it's a-
from the U.S.
You said it's a barrel with a strawberry with life-size emeralds, right?
A life-size
a-
carving of a strawberry that's made from ruby with emerald leaves.
Okay, a strawberry made out of rubies. That's what I was confused. I was like, what is this strawberry?
Made out of one solid chunk of ruby. It is one ruby. Carved into the likeness of a strawberry. And the
Okay,
leaves
so-
are made from emerald.
And it was Caldul that found this.
Yeah.
Caldul, do we put that in the group loot, or are you grabbing that bitch and putting a strawberry in your pocket?
I'm gonna try to eat it.
I think I can tell the difference. No, I'm gonna grab it and
Oh, I'm looking right at
bring
it.
it back to show the rest of you. I don't. Are these like full-size whiskey barrels?
There's two half barrels, and then the darker one is a full size. The full size, the darker one, that's the one with the cinnamon in it. It's several hundred
Okay.
pounds of cinnamon.
Yeah. So, take the ruby out and probably try to knock the seals back onto the barrels and kind of roll them out to everyone else.
So I can
But
put,
I'm not going to hide the ruby.
That's all I wanted to make sure. In SOP, I put life-size strawberry made of ruby with emerald leaves.
Okay.
So if we're all good with that, and you're not hiding it, you're not pocketing it, whatever, it's put in there.
Yep.
I was wanting to go to the waterfall to A, see where the waterfall's coming from. B, whether there's a chasm that I could follow up the waterfall to. How large is the waterfall and just the general area. I don't know how I missed this. while talking, but for a quick lean, it happens.
So roll a investigation check.
Investigation.
I'll go ahead and assist with that. If that's alright with you.
Yep, feel free. If you're proficient.
I am.
I am.
Cool. Yep, then that works.
So, Azum's feeling good about this. Uriel's following him around. He feels like his conversation with her is working. Maybe they're getting somewhere. And he rolls a fucking natural 20.
Oh. So, here's what you learn about the waterfall. It's coming down from above, somewhere about where the river would be. It's just carved out a little tunnel that comes down into this spot. But more interestingly, the pool below is not like where you see the entrance to the, where you see the, what am I trying to say? The shores on the edge of this pool. That's not the boundaries of the water. It's a tunnel.
That's what I was wanting to know. Is where's the water going?
So the water goes off in this direction.
How do you handle the ability to hold your breath?
Well, hang on a second. Let me.
As written.
My snake can most likely swim underwater, being that it's a spiritual snake, right?
I have wild shape.
Yeah, if you wild shape into something that can breathe underwater, you're all good. But as written, you get a number of minutes equal to your constitution.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you were following that and didn't have house rules.
And then and then after that you've got, what is it? It's like constitution saves at increasing difficulty or something like that.
You have a number of minutes equal to your con modifier, correct?
Yeah. That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
Thank you.
So on that, my question is it 1 minute plus your con modifier, or is it your con modifier?
I think it's just con modifier. Its rules as written.
Well, I mean, that was the part that, to me, from what I've experienced, is most DM interpreted. Some say it's straight con modifier.
I think the reasoning for that is logical, because if you have an 8, you can't hold your breath less than negative
Right.
1 minutes.
Or if your con is 10, you can't hold your breath at all.
A creature
0.
can hold its breath for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus its constitution
There you go,
modifier
1 plus its constitution.
for a minimum of 30 seconds. When a creature is out of breath or choking, it can survive a number of rounds equal to its constitution modifier, minimum of 1 round. At the start of its next turn, it drops to 0 hit points and is dying, and it cannot regain hit points or be stabilized until it can breathe again.
There we go.
So a creature with 14 constitution can hold its breath for 3 minutes. If it starts suffocating, it has 2 rounds to reach air before it drops to 0 hit points.
So I'm going to look at Uriel and go, I want to know where this goes. And jump in.
What?
So I have 4 minutes, which I'm only going to take 1 minute, and in my head, I don't know if that's a roll, but I'm going to try and count to match 1 minute of either swimming down this tunnel or following the current before I start fighting it or trying to get back to my point of origin.
Okay. And the current is going to be going in this direction.
Yep. I'm also going to... Let me double check. I believe I have the spell, but I want to make sure. No, I don't. Fuck. Alright. I'm traveling on my infrared vision.
Asher back with you guys. I didn't mean for him to walk away.
Actually, that's a little. Sorry, I keep forgetting what I have. I'm going to, right before I jump in, I'm going to grab one end of the rope and toss the other half of the rope to Uriel in the, like, hey, catch! And then jump in the water. I have a 50-foot hemp rope. That would be much more logical in the sense of wizard with a high intellect.
Okay.
But my plan's still the same.
Okay. You're swimming along for.
Well, only 50 feet if he's got the rope.
Well, depending on how quickly I hit the 50 feet, I may or may not let go.
You're gonna hit it in 50 feet.
Right, but if I hit it in
He's talking about.
I know. I thought it was funny. I'm sorry.
If I hit it in like 3 seconds, I'll risk climbing back up the tunnel. If I hit it in like 40 seconds, I may or may not just let this chill and climb back up and reevaluate.
So you reached the length of the rope within about 20 to 30 seconds.
Is there any discernible end?
No, it just continues.
I'm going to climb back up the rope, out of the pool, and ask if anyone else has rope and start just... I'm basically going to grab the rope out of Uriel's hand, maybe not snatch it out of her hands, but at the very least start pulling up the end of the rope because I want to tie another rope to the end of it and continue down.
Surely there has to be a more logical solution than swimming under this thing. You have no idea what to expect.
It does take so it took you 30 seconds to get there, and it takes something like 45 to 55 seconds to get back because when you come back, you're swimming against the current.
Even
I can hold my breath for 4 minutes.
Yeah, right. So let's see. I'm gonna check on Asher's character sheet and see. He has.
Anyone got rope?
Hemp rope.
I think I do, but
Asher has 200 feet of hemp rope.
Okay.
I have hemp rope.
Hey, Asher, you got 200 feet? Cool beans, bro. I'm gonna need that shit.
Well, here you go.
I'm gonna add that hemp rope and I'm gonna make a huge coil, whether it be 200 straight feet of hemp rope or cut up in 50-foot sections. I'm gonna tie them all together, and I'm gonna jump back down for 250 feet.
You really
total
think
length.
this is the most logical way to do this?
You might want to tie it to yourself in case you.
Right, I'm tied to it,
Okay.
and I'm handing it off to whoever to figure out the rest.
Okay.
I am super ambitious about this. I've got a mindset. I'm thinking in the sense of me, but if I hand you the other end of the rope, I'm thinking you'll figure it out. You got this. So if you don't tie it to you, I may be SOL.
Well, I'm not gonna. I have no problem holding the rope. I'm not gonna tie the ropes together because unfortunately my time is spent in libraries, not sailing ships.
Asher's got it
I
under
tied
control.
each end. Yeah,
What's that?
Asher's got it under control.
Okay.
Okay, so this time you go past 30 feet. You're swimming, or 50 feet rather. You're swimming about a minute and change, maybe a minute and 10 seconds, and you come to a split in the tunnel, and it's a Y intersection. So one goes to the right, and one, not 90 degrees to the right, but to the right, and the other one goes to the left.
So I have dark vision. Will that help me here?
Yeah, it'll help.
So looking down both paths, does one make like obvious bends or keep going straight, or what's the case here?
Roll perception. Looks like the path
17.
to the left is a little bit more twisty-turny.
And So when you say a little bit more twisty-turny, like really twisty-turny, or...
Like enough that you can't see too far, like more than like 50 feet down the tunnel before it turns away from your line of sight.
I'll go down the other path.
The other being right or left?
What was the one you told me first that was more twisty-turny?
The one that's more twisty-turny is the one to the left.
I'm gonna go right.
Okay. And you've got 4 minutes of breath?
I've got 4 minutes of breath and 250 feet of hemp rope.
Okay, you are going to get to... Okay, you're following the tunnel on the right, and you're going to get to the end of the rope. Maybe 40 to 50 feet down the tunnel. And you've been holding your breath for 2 minutes. You will not make it back in 2 minutes. You've crossed the point of no return.
Oh.
Because you have to go back against the current.
Would I have known before I passed the point of no return?
It would probably have been around the time right as you were coming up to the split.
Oh, so at the split, I would have been like...
So like the
one of
perception
these
roll was about the point of no return.
I feel like at the point of no return, I would have returned, but if I crossed it without knowing it and then realized I hit it, I would commit. So whichever one that is.
I feel like you crossed it without knowing it.
Then I've got it. Once I realized it, but like, I'm halfway at my breathing point. I'm going to commit and let go of the rope.
No, it's before halfway. The point of no return is not halfway to your... It's not 2 minutes in. It's like 1 minute and 45 seconds in. Because you have to come back against the current.
Right, but me traveling down, I will realize my halfway point of breathing, not my halfway point of travel distance, correct? So I'll hit the, I've been under breath for 2 minutes and it's starting to get rough, versus I've hit the 1:40 range, and now if I turn around, I can get back up in under 4 minutes.
I don't know. I don't feel like you really were being perceptive about that. I think you are going to go down the right tunnel, and then you got to the end of the rope, and then you suddenly realized that you can't go back because you'll run out of breath if you try to turn back, and I'm going to stick to it.
If I've got no choice, then I'm let go on the rope.
Your rope's tied on.
I mean, I didn't tie a elusive knot. I'll take the 5 or 10 seconds to unravel it, and if I can't unravel it in that time, I'll cut the bitch. So I'm still wearing my pack, and I've still got a bronze hilted dagger.
Yeah, that's fine. I think you can get out of it in about a round or so. So you're at about 2 minutes and 20 seconds right now.
I will follow the current.
All right, at about 3 minutes, the tunnel ends and comes out in another pool. Sorry, roll 20. Laggy. I gotta get the videos caught up. I've been so discombobulated, you know. That's not where you are. I can't. I gotta do it in 2 stages.
Take your time. I mean, we can always play this in the realm of imagination, if we need to.
This is where you come out when you get to the end of that tunnel. You come out in this little pool of water right here.
Okay. And it took about a minute from the time I let go of the rope?
Not quite. Like 45 seconds from the time that you let go of the rope.
If you would agree, I would say there's a significant amount of time for them to realize there's a lot less resistance on the rope.
Yeah. Asher realized it right away.
Okay, I was gonna say just for playing this from where I'm at.
So Asher looks at the group and says, well, he cut himself loose and decided to keep going.
If anybody wants to play that,
I'll take the crystal thing. I forgot the caldite, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
The cell phone.
Right.
Are you alive?
oh, we do have that. I was like, I have no way to message them.
Yeah, you do.
You're right, I do. As soon as I pop out of the water, then sorry, I was thinking in my head, I was like, I don't have message, I don't have shit. As soon as I pop out of the water, I'm gonna be like, I found an end. Follow the water. You need to be able to hold your breath for at least 3 minutes. Maybe less if you just straight follow the current and don't resist it.
Where does it go?
I'm gonna look around.
Out of character, you realize it brought you right back to the entrance, right where we came in.
I'm going to look around in character. Do I recognize the space at all? Do I hear anything? Do I feel like I'm maybe near something?
Make an investigation check. I don't know. I'm waffling between investigation and perception. What do you think? Whichever one.
In all honesty, I think a person with an intellect of 17 as a wizard should be able to look around and say, "Oh, I've been here already."
Well, I think you're right, but Azun is so easily distracted, though.
No, he's
well,
not.
So I'm under Red Bull. I'm within my red.
Right. You're.
But on the same side, I didn't come up just wondering, have I been here? I also came up wondering, is there anything around me? Like, I'm listening for ghouls, goblins. I mean, we're in a maze of places that I don't know, and nowhere we've walked by before that waterfall had a waterfall. So with my intelligence, I would say there's no possible way I've already been here, unless I came up from under into a pool. But if I came out and over a waterfall, we came across the first waterfall. So I'm wondering, are there things around me? Can I be loud? Can I be me, or is something gonna hear me and come after me?
You don't hear anything nearby. You do hear a nearby thud, but and you do realize that you came out right about the place where you came in. So you look up and you see the entrance to the goblin hut.
Oh. Okay. Then I'll tell the party. That didn't work. I'll be right back. I will travel. I didn't, because I didn't explore. I didn't even realize that was where I began. I'm gonna go back. Unless I don't know, what does it take? A minute and a half to get back to them?
Oh, it's a lot less if you use your.
I'm not going to.
If you use your quickling ability, but yeah, it's not even. It's like 30 to 60 seconds at the most to get back.
I'm gonna get back, and as I come past them, I'm in a full dash. And I'm like, that didn't quite work, and jump right back in. And as soon as I hit the split, I'm gonna grab the end of the rope, start traveling down the other distance, and kind of use it like a rappel function, so that I drag the entire length of the rope that's left back down the other side, unless anybody does anything to either stop this or something in between. But there's probably a good minute from the time I come up from the water, recognize where I'm at, and then travel back to you guys.
Asher's all for it.
I mean, I'm not going to stop you. I've already tried to get you to stop acting like a fool and do something a little more logical than throwing yourself into a raging river of water. So
I wouldn't call it raging.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not slow, but
I grew up in a library. This is a raging river of water.
gotcha. All right.
I'd say,
Works for
Yes,
me.
I was going for hyperbole.
I don't know if Asher would get thrown into all that, but he's thus far in our limited experience been the logical survival in nature and things of such kind of person. So if anyone was going to stop me, I think he would at least make a mild attempt.
No, he's okay with it.
Okay. Then right back.
I think
into the
he
water
kind of
I go.
understands what's going on here more than the rest of the party does, except maybe Khaldul.
Okay. I say I'm following a logical path, but this looks like straight mania to anyone not understanding what's going on.
So you jump back in.
Yep.
At about 1:50, you get to the split, and you're going
So-
left this time.
Quick question. This time around, I'm not letting the current drag me. I'm actively swimming against it, looking for the fork. So does that shave off any time?
I don't understand.
He's swimming with the current as fast as possible instead of just floating along with it.
The first time I'm just floating along, waiting to see what happens. The second time, there's a rope to follow, and I'm actively swimming as fast to the fork that rope went down.
Okay, now I understand. So that'll get you there in about 1:20.
Okay. Because when I hit the end of that fork point, I'm going to drag the rope over
Yeah,
to the...
pull
yeah,
it,
so
pull
the
it with you
rappelling's
on the left fork.
Yeah, so I assume the rappelling's going to basically split the difference. Because I'm actively pulling it while trying to move in that direction.
Yeah, so the tunnel does twist about a little bit, and you're getting... Make a perception check. You're getting dragged along on a slightly stronger current, and you're nearing the end of the rope. Okay,
Nat 20.
and you can see that there's the tunnel that you're swimming in continues, but there's also a hole up above that you can climb out of. But it's gonna drag you past it if you don't hurry up and get up there.
So I'm going to drag... So when you're talking about going past this tunnel, do I still have rope?
You're at the end of the rope, so that's pretty much it for the rope.
Okay, so as soon as the end of the rope becomes taut, I have an option of keep going down or go up.
Keep going down the tunnel or go up to another pool.
I'll take the up.
Okie dokie.
I'll take the known versus the unknown.
Okay, then you are going to come out right here.
And I'm going to come up slowly because I'm not out of breath. And when I come up quietly, I'm going to listen. The first time I realized I could pop up anywhere. The second time I'm like, okay, listen before making a bunch of noise and racket.
You hear a roar and you hear the chanting again.
Wait, we've heard
And-
chanting before?
Yeah. And you hear something in goblinoid. Oh,
Okay, question out of game. Having had this crystal before being on this adventure, do I know if I whisper as quietly as I can into the crystal that that's the level of noise that comes out of it, or does the other person just hear in a normal voice whatever I'm saying?
It doesn't really matter. if you're asking if it makes a bunch of noise on their end, it kind of does. Like it kind of has a tone when somebody's about to start talking.
I'm more wondering if I whisper at like, "This is as quietly as I can talk," kind of deal comes out to them as "this is as quietly as I can talk."
Yeah, more or less.
Okay, then as quietly as I can, I'm gonna whisper the directions to take down the tunnel to Khaldul, the directions to take into the thing, and that I hear goblins on my end, and I'm going to try and be as quietly as possible, even if that requires me going back underwater for about 3 minutes at a time, and then coming up for a breath of air, and then going back down.
Okay. Make a stealth roll.
Can I make it at an advantage, seeing as I'm going to stay underwater as much as possible?
This will be in regards to before you. This is when you get out of the water and speak into the crystal. So
I don't know how to be quiet. I rolled a 7.
So you hear some of those previously mentioned goblin voices. They kind of stop and the tone changes. They're like,
Can I dive underwater?
Yeah.
I'm going to dive as deep as I can go without the current pushing me back up. For as long as I can.
Okay.
Well, within the whatever I can roughly count 3 minutes in my head. So probably it's going to be like between 2 minutes and 30 seconds and 3 minutes and 30, whatever the counting in your head would roughly end up to be.
Okay.
But as deep as I can go to be as stealthy as I can be, because
Asher's going to jump in and swim over there. And I'll actually I'm going to cut his token and paste it over there. So I would say if anyone has a Constitution modifier of at least 2, you should go for it. Because you'll make it with a 14 or greater Constitution.
not everyone jump in at once.
I mean, I don't have a constitution high enough, but I can wild shape into something.
Right.
Think.
Sure, you can
Me.
wild shape
gonna have
into
to
a
check.
fish. Or
There's limits, so
an
one of the
eel.
limits I think is swim speed for a bit.
Just as a side
That-
question,
that could be, but if you have gills, it sort of doesn't matter how fast you're going.
There isn't, but I can't have swimming speed until 4th level.
Mm.
What were you going to say, Azun?
I was just going to ask if anything he transformed into that could breathe underwater, following the same path you were, would that thing be able to assist someone else with a lower Constitution saving throw or Constitution to make it in the set time? So, like, if he turned into a manatee, which could roughly fit down the tunnel, could they assist and help said person travel faster than 3 minutes?
I don't think so, but I do think that if you can turn into anything that can function and breathe underwater, you're fine to get down the tunnel by any means necessary.
Where was Azun again?
Azun is over here. You can just drop new tokens. It might be easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, we can get everybody over there if you want to.
And I did specifically tell you guys
The
about 3
directions
minutes
to get there.
Yeah, and about 3 minutes. I don't know if the total time would change if you're full-on committed hard swimming. You know, I don't know if that would cut it down to 2 minutes and make it easier for them because they know where to go and what direction to take. But it took me 3 minutes not knowing.
Yeah.
Lars is upset about her hair. She ties it up and swims after.
Unless I miss something, I can only swim for 2 minutes, so I guess I'll stay here.
Uriel can only swim for 2 minutes.
Yep. Constitution ain't my thing.
I only have a Constitution mod of 1.
I could probably swim longer than that, but I can only hold my breath for 2 minutes.
Thus, the me wondering if them knowing exactly where to go would shave enough time down or not.
I think Uriel can make it. And in fact, I know Uriel can make it. And Khaldul can make it as a wild shape, something that you change into that can negotiate water.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something, but off. I mean, if you let me burn a slot and do it, that's great. But I don't have one specific thing to look up and check.
You become
So,
fast.
I mean, I say you can pretty much turn into any fish you want. You'll be fine.
but I can't.
Don't make it saltwater. Wait, what?
I can't have a swimming speed until level 4.
That's right.
It's that specific.
For
I mean, hell, you could go with a bear. A bear's got
seal
a
or
high enough
something?
constitution, so.
I can't be a bear either until like hit the challenge rating requirement.
Well,
If I was
challenge rating-
Didn't go land or moon.
Yeah,
That's
if
right.
I was the wild shape subclass, we wouldn't
I
be
get what
having
you're
this
saying.
conversation.
You can be a sea sponge because they don't move, and
They do.
like either Ilaris or Asher could carry you.
I could probably be some sort of lizard or
Be a
something
clam.
that doesn't even have a swimming speed,
Well,
but
so
that
wait,
can make it.
If I can make it, he can make it, because I have the same constitution he has. So, if I can swim for 2 minutes, so can he.
You have a mod of 1.
Yeah. That's 2 minutes of underwater
Yeah, that's
breathing.
2 minutes.
Holding my breath, not underwater breathing. Very different.
I mean,
Well, there you go.
don't even.
So in the time it takes them to decide all this, I do have a quick question about the noises I heard. Do I know which direction they came from? Because there's a north and a south.
Yeah, they came from the south.
And
Okay.
You're gonna have to put our tokens there for it because it's completely pitch black. I can't see
I'm
anything.
pinging it.
Oh, right.
Okay.
But it's still pitch black. I get it.
And I can't move through. We can't move through walls. So
There's Khaldul.
I would say at some point. Well,
There's
and
Uriel.
thank you.
how long does it take them to get here? Because I'm
2
trying
minutes.
to.
About 1 minute and 55 seconds.
Okay. I was just because I'm probably down at like the base of the tunnel and I see them all swim up and I'm like pointing up and then I'm like and like a be quiet symbol and I'm like slowly rise and about half of them are like begging for breath and are rushing up as fast as they can.
And us finally. You wizards have teleportation spells, so it's gonna make things a lot easier.
I don't.
I'm glad you think we have a year for me to put down a teleportation circle.
There's Dimension Door. And
500 feet.
I
One
haven't
way.
studied that yet.
Oh, somebody came up breathing too heavy.
I need everybody to roll initiative, please. And don't forget to
Roll
select
it.
your token first.
Oops.
I'll be right back.
Hey Thor, every time my token loads into the screen, I have to reset my hit points and everything. Is that something you can change? Because,
What are your hit points at right now?
well, no, because it still has my initial first level values in the red and the green circle. It doesn't update with my scene. You know what I'm talking about? On my character sheet is fine. I'm talking about in my token.
Okay. Okay, we just wrote values in there instead of using the variables, so I will take that off.
Gotcha.
And I'll change that to armor class, and I'll change this one to hit points.
Cool beans. Thank you.
So it's because it was just a flat number, that's why.
Gotcha.
And let me do a quick update of your default token, because that will not show up every time unless I re-up your default token. And you are all good, I believe. So, I think we have initiative here. Got to roll for Asher, and this guy can be done. This is this is definitely the last fight for the night. Whoa! And Azun is first.
Can't see anything, huh?
No, but you can hear that they're coming from the south. So, they gotta be somewhere down here.
Does it take any extra movement to get out of the water?
Yes.
So, with a movement of 30, how far out can I get?
So I'm going to take off 10 for coming out of the water, and then you can move your remaining 20.
So I can...
Khaldul will be more like here.
So I can get here, and it keeps...
Right. I knew that.
Right, there we go.
I was just testing you.
I can get there, and then move 20.
Do you still have mage armor up, by the way?
I do.
Okay.
Unless we've been in this tunnel for 8 hours.
No. No, it's been like 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay. Well, it lasts about 8 hours, so...
Most of which was you guys having spirited discussions.
Right. I'm going to move... Let's see, here... I moved there. How would it work? I want to hold an action, but I want to hold an action for a grouping of moths.
You can just hold an action until they assume the formation that you want.
I'm going more on the so everything theoretically moves at the same time. At the same time I'm moving here, they're moving to wherever I see later, right? So I guess at the end of I'm holding my action until the end of the round. Yeah, I that's probably the best way I'm thinking of it. I'm holding a spell till the end of the round.
Okay. So, okay. It'll just go off when you get to your next initiative.
Yeah. Right before my next initiative. That is, yep, that's the best way to explain it.
Yeah, 30 feet movement. Okay. Okay, Uriel's turn.
Okay, 1 second.
There's actually one goblin who
Alright.
moved a little early, but we're just gonna let that slide.
I'm gonna climb out of there, and then I'm going to. I'm actually gonna do something this time, guys. I'm going to cast sleep. Yeah, right here. So that. That's the other one. So it should be wide enough to hit all bottom 3 goblins. That's 20 feet. Actually, yeah, you're right, all 4. Yep. Nice. So yeah. Night night, boys.
Okay, that puts 3 of them to sleep.
Okay. Alright, that's it.
Okay. Keldul, it is your turn.
I'm pinging my location for future reference.
Roger, roger.
Here. Oh boy. Okay. That is 25 feet. Of my 30 so far.
Don't forget the 10. Oh, never mind. Yeah, don't forget the 10 feet to get out of the water, too.
Well, if that was 10 feet to get out of the water, then that's my movement. Total. Like that. Like this. Okay. The 3 goblins that are asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Is the 3rd one down at the bottom in 5 feet of the one in the middle? I know it's 2 squares.
It's 10
but
feet away. But these 2 are 5 feet apart. If that helps anything.
Yeah. Five, 10, 15 from that guy. I will throw. Where's it gonna be? No. Yeah, I will use a bonus action. To. Not it. Oh, that's an action. Why? I'll use my action to use a wild shape and activate my symbiotic entity. Just throw it up there. The other. It's gonna give me 4 hit points for each level, so I'll get 12 temporary hit points. Then I don't think I have any bonus action spells that actually do anything in this situation.
Pebbles is a
So
bonus action, isn't it?
it is a bonus action to cast. It is an action to throw. But I will, just to be safe, I will use the bonus action, do Magic Stone on my little ammunition pouch, basically.
Alright.
And I'll have my sword drawn and ready up for the goblin
Okay.
nearest me to take his turn. Pretty much.
Okay, and I believe that should be everything for Kaldul.
Yep.
Alright, so it is Ilaris's turn.
All right. So then I move 1, 2, up here, and I'm gonna just shoot a firebolt at this one that's awake. So boring with my combats. That's okay. Ooh. I think that hits for 2 damage. And that's it.
Okay.
Did Asher roll initiative?
Nope. So I'll have Asher go right now before we go back, circle back to Azun. And Asher is going to guard the rear, but he is also going to fire his longbow and Hunter's Mark against the goblin that's up. And he is
How many
dead.
So, at the end of his turn, my action would go off.
You're ready to
And
action, yeah.
And I pre-marked where it was going to be, which was right here.
Yeah, okay. You can, every player can also use the paintbrush and draw on the map. Just so you know.
I knew it was going to affect these 3. Just as I ran it with the hidden chest.
So, okay, magnify gravity. Constitution save.
Gonna do 7 damage. And I'm gonna force the 17 to re-roll.
Okay.
With my chrono shift. So you'll Azun starts to see the one goblin duck out of the way and quickly makes a wave of his fingers, and a beam of light shoots out from them and hits the goblin, and you kind of see him reverse course and fail the save. So he kind of reverse courses and stumbles and falls to the ground within the range of my spell. I believe, let me double check. I believe they get pulled to that point. Speed is half. The creature takes... I don't know, so their speed is half. That's what it is.
Okay.
They're all
So
dead
on-
anyway, man. So
Yep.
So they all take full damage.
And there's your gravity well.
So you kind of see all their bodies kind of contort and crush and slam into a singular point, into a mash of space. And while it doesn't hit us, there's kind of a spurt of blood as just the physical liquids and the space being condensed don't match. And there's just, yeah, a mangled center. Mangled center of guts, blood, and physical material.
Viscera. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Then that is our time for tonight. And we will
Nope,
stop
time.
it there, and we will be back next week. Barring any craziness. I hope all the craziness for the summer is over.
yeah.
You promise?
I can't promise anything. I can hope, though.